like. Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbors.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We give you glory. They that rise up against me, oh Lord, make me a day that say, of me that's no help for him in God, bow down, oh Lord.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
You
The city's
are
biggest
a
conversation.
shield for me, my glory, hey, and the lifter of my head. You are a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter of my
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Six 33 on Wednesday, the 14th day of August 2024. MOG music, a song from one of my favorite verses, actually a very important psalm, Psalm 3, a psalm of David when he fled from Absalom, his own son. Lord, how they have increased who trouble me. Many are they who rise up against me. Many are they who say of me, there is no help for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts up my head. cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out from his holy hill. I laid down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who've set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. You have broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing is upon your people. Awesome. My favorite part is verse 3. It says, but you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts up my head. Doesn't matter how many people are up against you, the Lord is with you. You have the majority. We're starting the show this morning with Business Sense, brought to you by ADB. Call us on 0302210210. Let's give you a better term for your loan, reduce your interest rate, top up your loan. Call any of our branches or visit any of them for that conversation. We'll go straight into the newspaper review segment, brought to us by Total Excellium.
Yes, I am favored.
We've introduced the Excellium new formula, an additive and rich fuel with its powerful 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Thanks to the cumulative effect of its anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives, the new formula also lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption and reduces CO2 emissions. If you're dreaming of expanding your business, make it a reality with our business loan from Fidelity Bank. If you want a new home, or our home loan, whether it's a new car you want or a new gadget, we have the products, the auto loan and the asset finance to help you get them through. Call us on 0800 0033555. This is one of our branches. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. So many newspapers to look at, so many headlines. Coming up next, stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
9 is the time. It's Wednesday morning. Kalakura is here.
Good morning, Bernard.
And I have Nathan Kwaw as well.
Hello.
I met a man yesterday who said he saw you on a plane from Kumasi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he says you were misbehaving on the plane.
Oh, no, that's not true.
you were laughing. Kwa, 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 kwa.
You know what excited me?
You met an angel on the plane.
And Obinium was on the plane.
And the angel was not flying.
And I was wondering, Obinium there. I will pray for me.
So you have to be careful, Caleb. You have to be very, very careful.
All right.
A couple of very concerning stories this morning on the show. The Ghanaian Times has a very confusing story.
Disturbing one at that.
Because I thought this year the rains were better. But apparently there seeing food shortage looms.
Yeah, so food shortage looms as a lack of rains affect crop production, leaves farmers distraught. Ghanaian Times reporting and vetting of Supreme Court judges, justices drama at appointments committee sitting as legal gymnastics delay vetting for 2 hours. Swindled German woman demands justice, judgment enforcement, and NMC inaugurates 10-member board for GBC.
If you go to the Daily Graphic, stock exchange to support graphic listing. That's coming from Abna Amwa. Accountability in education sector vital. That's coming in from some experts. Stop attacks on courts. Supreme Court nominee. And Dr. Ajenim at the ATU CEO's lecture series says, let's teach students technical skills and home sense.
Very important. The Chronicle.
But on the back page of the Daily Graphic, quickly, WFP launches post-harvest mechanization training program and potholes, overgrown medians and golf roads, despite road repair app. So that's what
potholes.
Yes,
overgrown
medians.
And I should say no lights.
Yes, dark roads.
Charlie, I drove from Choko through Kolebu to Ring Road West. Through parts of Kaneshi, Ring Road Central, Ring Road East. No street light. The only light I saw was a light opposite the police head office, which was a light at the bus stop.
Wow.
There was not one.
Wow.
It is a disgrace.
It's dark at night.
We'll come back to that.
Scary. Chronicle newspaper this morning, minority ambush vetting of CS judges with articles 128, 144, but fail to stop the process. Judiciary must set high ethical standards. Supreme Court nominee speaking, and digitalization drive will impact every sector. Dr. Baumia is speaking. Government official 1, Mahama has a huge scandal hanging on his head. Ebo Kwanzaa writes on page 14 of the Chronicle newspaper this morning.
If you go to the Daily Guide, it says confusion rocks MPs over SC nominees. One dead in Forestry Commission timber workers clash. That's on page 6 of the paper. NDC seats under siege. That's coming from NAPO. And credit scoring system coming. That's coming from Dr. Baumia.
Okay, so Daily Searchlight, sinking the economy part 2. How Get Fund abused scholarships under JDM Dome level story. Alan engages media on Great Transformational Plan GTP. All is set for GJA's 75th birthday on Thursday. We've laid a solid foundation for creation of jobs and opportunities for the youth. Dr. Baumia is speaking here.
The Herald is saying something very interesting. It says Tobinco and FD officials cook dubious 94 million CD judgment debt. That's what the paper is alleging. Ashanti Regional MPP executives gravely divided. First Vice Chairman others boycott campaign team inauguration. Interesting stories. Imani Africa strips out, this is what the paper is saying, Royal Ghana Gold Refinery. And Mahama promises Volta socioeconomic change on 4-day regional tour.
Okay, I bring you to the Ghanaian publisher. How Ewuku's leadership is transforming NLA comes with a photograph of the Director General of the NLA, Sami Ewuku. Many call him Capo. We are told he's cleared 17.1 million debt and they've made 5.2 million profit. And Mahama cries over NPP Volta gains, says they barely made any inroads under Raw Orleans. And minorities coup against Supreme Court nominee fails. Napo optimistic NPP will secure 85% Ashanti votes.
The overseer says Ghanaian youth will ensure Mohammed's victory on December 7th. That's coming from George Parado, aka Pablo. He's the NDC's youth organizer. We've laid a foundation for creation of jobs, coming from Dr. Baumia. And Mohammed says, I will abolish betting tax and e-levy.
The new publisher, ex-Canadian minister, touts Baumia's digitalization agenda as game changer. Ayariga's coup fails, Supreme Court nominees vetted, and monkeypox declared emergency in Africa.
The Inquisitor newspaper, News for Investors and Others, DMB for Golden Age of Business. That's coming from Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh. And 15 takeaways from NDC Youth Manifesto launch. And Ghana links Dr. Ansa navigate tech sector. Plus, Suhum MPP suspends 2 executives over divisive conduct.
The Daily Post this morning, unite against NPP propaganda and vote buying in the Volta region. Mahama urges Voltarians budgetary allocation to presidency will be reduced to fund no academic fees for level 100 students initiative. This is Dr. Apak and Lodina Mahama advocates for peace and unity in Buno.
The Republic Press says chaos rocks Supreme Court judges vetting as minority questions president's authority. Brianna Champon clarifies campaign speech. And Napo says Baumia is not corrupt. The Ghana Health Service is also saying 100 dengue fever cases recorded in 6 regions. And Netco loses 3.7 million cedis to illegal connections.
Have you done a BNFT?
That's the last paper I have. The BNFT says Tema Free Zones enclave under threat. Mountain of garbage threatening businesses. Nearly half of infants under 6 months not exclusively breastfed. And inflows expected to ease Yuletide CD pressure.
Well, that's good news. Going on to Citi Newsroom, Mahama says Ghana needs proven leadership, not a try-me candidate. In other stories, I'll trust Mahama to fight corruption than Akufo-Addo Alexis Franklin Kujo. ECG disconnects KTL market again over 7 million CD debt. Nkrumah, not only founder of Ghana Gabriel Trade Darko, and a few other headlines. I am not an advocate for LGBTQ+. This is the Supreme Court nominee. Napo says Baumia is not corrupt, he's a man of integrity. And in a rather sad one, former AOMC head Kwekwa Jemandua dies. So that's something we just got in this morning. Major Online is leading with renounce your dual citizenship before we approve you. Minority leader to Supreme Court. Also, Toby Apeda applauds NDC's proposed 24-hour economy policy. And then you can't be a lawyer and judge at the same time. Supreme Court nominee says this NDC manifesto has central focus on WASH. We won't deviate from it. This is Peter Buama Otokuno. And then UTAC say they want a detailed plan on NDC's proposal to pay fees for freshers amid infrastructural challenges. A few more websites. If you go to Class FM, Pambro Salt Factory Workers protest alleged land allocation to Chinese investor. It's a big story. And then a few more stories. Minister of Finance seeks India's assistance to rehabilitate ISD's library. And then Mahama promises youth entrepreneurship and skills development. That's also on that website. All right. So let's get into the details.
Well, food shortage looms as lack of rains affect crops production, leaves farmers distraught. Stories on page number 12 of the Ghanaian Times this morning. Story by Jonathan Donko, Accra, Yaya Nuhu in Tamale. The lack of rainfall in parts of the country for several weeks is affecting farming and raising concerns about potential food scarcity and price hikes in agricultural produce. Although it is the farming season, the northern part of the country as well as the middle belt have seen little to no rain for the past 2 months, devastating crops and leaving farmers distraught. Now, some affected farming communities in the Buno areas include Techiman, Kintampo, and Nkoranza, with the southern part of the Volta region and the Greater Accra region also experiencing the same ordeal. Now, in some areas, farmers have been waiting for rain to plant crops, but the expected rainfall has not materialized, while those who have planted have experienced crop failures. This situation has become so critical that some imams have resorted to prayers appealing to God for much needed rainfall for this farming
So is this the whole country? Is this the north? Did they
began
give any specific
April.
areas?
Yes, so they've given us, they say in the period of 2 months, Techiman, Kintampo, Nkranza in the Bono regions.
Transition
and then,
belt.
southern part of the Volta region and parts of Greater Accra have also experienced this. And they go on to quote the chief executive of Tibza Farms at Sakoya in the northern region, Muhammad Sintaro. He expressed frustration in an interview and said that his maize and rice farm, close to 2,000 hectares, were drying up due to the lack of rain. Another farmer, Ayaz Gazelle, conveyed worry about repaying his bank loan, saying, I would be in bad business if we don't get rain now.
But was it not a few months ago that we were told that the level of rains was so
Exactly.
high, the level of the Volta was rising so much
Exactly.
that people were even afraid there could be another spillage?
So the deputy director in charge of synoptic meteorology and forecasting at the Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMET Authority, Joseph Potofi, clarified that the current situation could not be classified as a drought yet, but rather a dry spell.
A dry
in the
spell.
Coastal and middle belt regions. Quote, he attributed the current weather issue to climate variability rather than long-term climate change, pointing out that local
But why
factors
will
like deforestation and river destruction contribute to the unpredictable weather patterns.
Why will a dry spell lead to a looming food shortage? I mean, seems a bit alarmist. Anyway, we'll see. Did they speak to Minister of Agric? What do they think?
They have the CEO of the Chamber of Agribusiness here, Anthony Morrison,
What's he
and they
saying?
are saying that as a result of the drought, they refer to it as a drought,
Hey.
the southern Volta region, the southern part of the Volta region was experiencing reduced tomato and watermelon yields. He predicted that widespread agricultural losses would necessitate increased food imports in coming years, while the poultry sector could be affected due to the lack of grains.
You have the third largest man-made lake in the world.
Wow.
You still don't have a functioning irrigation program.
Wow.
And after a dry spell of rain, you're going to have
Dry
food shortage.
spell.
This is just crazy.
Anyway, if you go to the back page of the Daily Graphic, more issues here. Potholes, overgrown medians, engulf roads,
My Lord.
despite road repair app. Now, the story says the newly introduced road repair app faces a stern test as some roads in Accra remain dotted with potholes. The problem has exacerbated traffic issues in the city and compounded traveling time over short distances. This came to light when the Daily Graphic toured some areas in Accra over the last few weeks. Now, the Graphic Road bypass on the STC stretch, pockets of potholes were seen littered in the area. When the Daily Graphic team got there, it was noticed that drivers had to either slow down or go through the potholes or meander their way around them to continue their journey. And they highlight certain places: South Industrial area near the farm milk plant,
Potholes
Outer
and
lane.
overgrown median.
outer lane of in front of Max TV at Dakuman Junction, Dansoman Junction and Hansonic. It's true.
Terrible
Atiko
care.
bus stop,
Yeah.
Basa.
My word.
We'll come to this later on. The Supreme Court justices
Yes.
or nominees
Yes.
were in Parliament. Lots of chaos,
Yes.
various angles.
Yep.
If you go to the Chronicle, they lead with that story.
Yes, they say minority ambush vetting of Supreme Court judges, story by Maxwell Ofori. A scene was created at the Appointments Committee sitting on Tuesday, August 13, 2024, following attempts by the minority to truncate proceedings. The committee had met yesterday to vet the two appeal court judges nominated by the President for appointments to the Supreme Court. Now, before the committee would proceed to ask the first nominee, Justice Sophia Rosetta Benasco is the first question. Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Ayarga, raised concerns about the constitutional power of the president to increase the number of Supreme Court justices. The issue he raised was supported by Minority Leader Atu Forsen, Cletus Avoka, and others, but the majority stood its grounds and offered counter arguments to defeat the attempt to halt the vetting process. So what then happened was that they took some break, came back, there was a vote, there was 7-7, the result was 7-7, and the standing orders currently says that if the vote is the same, then the debate is lost.
Well, let me
So,
give you two quick
essentially-
follow-up stories there. One of the nominees says that they're not an advocate for LGBTQ+.
Yeah.
Professor Richard Frimpong, a Supreme Court nominee, has firmly denied being an advocate for LGBTQ+ activities in Ghana. Appearing before the Appointments Committee, Professor Pong addressed concerns raised by Minority Leader Kaselatu Forsen, who cited a confidential NIB report. Now, the report suggested that Professor Pong, described as a libertarian, might focus on issues like surrogacy and LGBTQ plus rights if appointed to the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, in response, the man unequivocally refuted the claim, asserting that he does not support LGBTQ plus activities. Now, still at the court, in the parliament, renounce your dual citizenship before we approve you. Minority leader to the same Justice Opong, the minority leader expressed strong disapproval of the nomination of dual citizen for the position of Supreme Court. According to the minority leader, dual citizens are ineligible to hold key government positions, particularly as judges of the Supreme Court. And I'm sure you know that 2 nominees are before the House, and the appointment committee met them.
Well, just the final bit. One of the nominees, a justice of the Court of Appeal, so far, Benasco Issa, has urged the public to desist from crossing the boundary through surreal attacks on the courts or making prejudicial statements on pending matters, saying such tendencies impaired public confidence.
All right.
Bernard, Mpox has been declared public health emergency in Africa. Monkeypox, the high infectious disease that used to be called monkeypox, has been declared a public health emergency in Africa by the continent's top health body. Scientists from the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, say they are alarmed by the speed at which a new strand of Mpox has been spreading. Since the beginning of the year, more than 13,700 cases and 450 deaths have been recorded in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And the virus, which can cause lesions across the whole body, has spread to other African countries, including Burundi, Central African Republic, Kenya, and Rwanda. The declaration of a public health emergency will help governments coordinate their response and potentially increase the flow of medical supplies and aid into affected areas. We understand the Minister of Roads and Highways in Chronicle has been inspecting road projects in a region. That story is on page 2.
Which region is this?
Ashanti region.
Okay.
And then a contractor has raised concerns over the DRIP initiative.
All right.
He is actually a national council member of the governing New Patriotic Party, and he's a private road contractor. And he's saying that this initiative has been done before, but there are incidences where the MMDCs have had to auction graders for 15,000 cedis because they've not had revenue to maintain it. So he's arguing that the machine should be given to contractors in the regions to be actually
not to the assemblies.
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, the assemblies, I don't know what they are doing. If you look at the way the city is now, let me give you a few political stories. Now, Channel 1 TV, Channel 1 News Online says. People who believe a Japadia document must have their heads examined. This is Gabi Otre, the prominent member of the MPP, strongly criticized those who believe in the authenticity of the controversial Japadia document. An interview with Umaru Sanda on Face to Face, he dismissed the document as baseless, calling it imbecilic for anyone to claim that the events described within it are actually taking place in the country. He also said that Akufo-Addo's achievements will be better appreciated when he's out of office. And that was also in the same interview. He said he underscored the significant infrastructure developments that are taking place during Akufo-Addo's 7-year tenure, particularly the health sector. And he says no previous government had matched the level of progress made in healthcare under the Akufo-Addo presidency. He was speaking to Umaru Sanda Amadu in an interview aired on City News.
Well, Bernard, in the new publisher this morning, NDC continues to steal our ideas. This is Miracles Abuaje. Dennis Miracles Abuaje, spokesperson for the
that's miraculous.
team, I tell you, has said that the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, and its flag bearer, John Mahama, continue to steal policies and ideas from the New Patriotic Party. According to him, the NDC continues to steal ideas, but they never fully understand the idea because it's not their own. He was speaking on a Citi Breakfast Show.
But you know, this is not the first time we've heard one party
accuse the other of
I
stealing
have a solution.
Yes.
A friend of mine used to have an app called Hey Julo.
Yeah.
So they should
put the manifesto inside.
They should apply the Hey Julo on their manifesto ideas so that when you steal it, people will come and catch you. Hey Julo. Still on politics, Franklin Kujo says he will trust Mahama to fight corruption than Akufo-Addo. This is Imani speaking at a town hall at Bukum Arena. President Mahama vowed to hold public officials accountable. And then Franklin Kujo, who was speaking in relation to that event, said that he trusts those promises more than Akufo-Addo's fight against corruption. Nathan, what else do you have for us?
If you go to the Republic Press, the Northern Electricity Distribution Company is here on page 6. Now, its managing director, Osman Ayuba, has revealed that the entity has recorded a loss of 3.7 million cedis to illegal power connections in the northern region.
This was from yesterday,
Yep.
Public
Yeah,
Accounts
he was
Committee
at the
on
Public Accounts
Monday.
Committee.
And they've retrieved some, but there's another one here. ECG disconnects KJTR market again, over 7 million CD debt. So the Kumasi Central Market, known as KJTR, has been disconnected from the power grid by ECG due to outstanding arrears of over 7 million CDs. Despite the previous government agreement to clear the debt, ECG claims the market has defaulted on the payment plan, leading to the disconnection. So the market's management, led by the managing director Edmond Kofi Dufour, claims they've taken commitments to pay the debt, but ECG remains unsatisfied. So today they will sell in darkness. A few more quick headlines before we go.
Bernard, Northern Region becomes horse race in December elections. Justice Jido is writing in the new publisher. December 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections in Ghana are shaping up to a pivotal contest, particularly in 5 northern regions, as to who returns back to the Jubilee House and after the tenure of President Akufo-Addo comes to an end.
Do you return back to some place? You
I
either
do.
return or you go
We
back.
return,
If
yeah.
you return back, that means you've gone
Sorry.
forward.
Justice.
Justice,
Justice, do justice to the level.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was the
Yes,
newspaper review. Never return back.
Charlie.
Always go forward.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Go me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Yeah. So where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. The go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I live by you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And Agnes Boachi is here with the City Business News, brought to you by MTN, Access Bank, and Goyle. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and Access Bank. My name is Edna Agnes Boachi. Coming up, World Bank report reveals tax exemptions cost Ghana 0.5% of GDP annually. Also coming up, Ghana's economy is recovering despite recent challenges, says Deloitte Ghana. And later, IMF and World Bank inflows expected to ease cedi pressure ahead of festive season. Details of our stories. Now, the World Bank has raised concerns over the significant impact of tax exemptions on Ghana's revenue generation capabilities. According to the institution, the country's tax system is underperforming due to numerous tax reliefs that substantially narrow the corporate income tax base. The World Bank's analysis highlights that the proliferation of over 24 types of tax breaks for companies is a major contributor to the shortfall. The 8th Ghana Economic Update by the World Bank further revealed that these exemptions cost the country approximately 0.5% of its GDP in lost revenue every year. Away from that, Ghana's economy is recovering despite economic challenges in recent years. According to Deloitte Ghana's review of the 2024 mid-year budget, the improved performance in the first half of 2024 is expected to positively influence investor confidence. Here is more.
In its review, Deloitte Ghana notes that it is relieving to see the industry sector expand by 6.8% in Q1 of 2021, following the contraction it experienced in 2023. The mining and quarrying subsectors emerged as the major drivers of the industry sector growth by registering a 12.9% growth. This sector's resurgence reflects an uptick in global commodity prices. On inflation, it states that a downward trend recorded in the year-to-date depreciation in inflation further affirms the view that the economic recovery process is on track. That notwithstanding the upcoming elections and its potential for increased government expenditure beyond targeted levels, as well as the recurrent increased demand for dollars ahead of the Christmas festivities in the last quarter of the year, presents a risk to the improved currency performance, depreciation and inflation recorded so far. Having highlighted the risk to maintaining the positive trajectory, it is important to note that the IMF program, while serving as a check on government expenditure, also provides an opportunity to boost Ghana's foreign reserves. This, together with other inflows expected from the World Bank Development Policy operation, might help absorb some of the FX shocks associated with the December festivities.
That was a news desk report. Now, inflows from the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank are anticipated to offer some relief for the cedi as the country prepares for the usual increase in demand for foreign exchange during the festive season. With the third quarter demand period approaching in less than 6 weeks, there are growing concerns about its potential impact on the local currency, which has shown fluctuations against its major trading partner. More in the following report. Although the cedi has shown relative stability in recent months, partly due to the central bank interventions, analysts caution that the currency remains susceptible to shocks. The upcoming elections and the associated rise in government spending present significant risks. In its commentary on the 2024 mid-year budget, Deloitte noted that while the IMF program acts as a constraint on government expenditure, it also provides an opportunity to bolster Ghana's foreign reserves. This, along with additional inflows expected from the World Bank Development Policy operation, could help mitigate some of the foreign exchange shocks anticipated during the December festivities. The report further highlighted that corporate demand for dollars, particularly leading up to the festive season, continues to be a challenge despite the cedi's overall stability last week, which was supported by a $10 million spot market intervention by the Bank of Ghana. However, persistent corporate demand pressures caused the cedi to weaken towards the end of the week's trading, resulting in a 0.47% depreciation against the US dollar over the week. Analysts emphasize that the government should prioritize export diversification and trade finance initiatives to reduce the cedi's vulnerability to external shocks. A news desk report. Now, with a few days before the commencement of the second pricing window in August, consumers can heave a sigh of relief as prices at the pumps are expected not to go up but rather decrease marginally. Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite provides more insight in the following report.
The first pricing window for the month of August saw oil marketing companies go down on prices at the pump, bringing respite to consumers of the product after preceding hikes witnessed in the past pricing windows. Shell, for instance, which previously sold petrol at 15 cedis 10 pesos per litre in the second pricing window of July, reviewed its price to 14 cedis 87 pesos per litre in the first pricing window of August, while diesel, which was sold at 15 cedis 25 pesos per litre in the second pricing window of July, was also adjusted, selling at 14 cedis 92 pesos per litre for the first pricing window in August. On the international market, prices of refined petroleum products, with the exception of LPG, are witnessing declines. Petrol, for instance, is currently sold at $794 per metric ton, representing a 2.8% drop in its price compared to the previous $817 per metric ton it was earlier sold for. The local currency has also been stable in recent weeks. Paul Eric Ofori is Head of Research and Training at the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, and he has been sharing insights with Citi Business News.
We can tell that between the 15th and the 16th of this month, we have between 1 to 2% drop in the price of petroleum products across board.
Head of Research and Training at the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Paul Eric Ofori, ending that report by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakiti. Away from that, the National Petroleum Authority has stated that it has not yet received a petition from the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers Association of Ghana regarding concerns of unfair competition from two industry suppliers, Blue Ocean Investment Company Limited and Sage Petroleum. The suppliers plan to market LPG directly to consumers, which has raised concerns among the marketers. In an interview with Citi Business News, Obed Boache, the head of gas in charge of commercial regulation at the MPA, indicated that the authority is open to engaging in constructive discussions.
They have concerns. We have always engaged the Association of LPG Marketing Companies and other stakeholders as well. Our doors are always open. Sometimes it's a bit difficult seeing some of these messages out there in the media when they've not even come to us to sit down on the table to discuss some of these issues. But at any point in time, we are ready to consider their positions and their concerns. And as we've done in the past, where there's a need for us to tweak the framework to make any changes so that it becomes more acceptable to all parties, we are ready to. All of these are duly licensed service providers who have license to operate. They've all invested. And for us as a regulator, so far as they are licensed, they can go ahead doing all they are doing.
Obed Boache is the head of gas in charge of commercial regulation at the National Petroleum Authority. And finally, the Bank of Ghana is closely monitoring the financial sector to identify and sanction issuers of DAT checks. Recently, the central bank imposed sanctions on 47 individuals and 245 business entities, banning them from issuing checks in Ghana for 3 years, effective June 28, 2024. Director of Financial Stability at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Kwesi Osei-Yeboah, stated in an interview with Citi Business News that the central bank is committed to achieving a cashless society and enhancing confidence in checks as a reliable payment method.
The point is, this is an ongoing exercise. In the next 3 months, we're going to do another exercise to review and find out whether there are additional people who've come into that kind of situation. Then we will come out with the next set of directive on this DAT checks. If you are known to have issued DAT checks, then what we're trying to say is that you shouldn't continue to have the check to continue to issue those DAT checks. The Bank of Ghana has instructed the banks to withdraw the checkbooks from these individuals and entities, and also banks are advised not to offer credit products to these individuals and entities, because if you are issuing that check, then you are not credit worthy, more or less, so you shouldn't enjoy credit facilities.
Dr. Kwesi Osei-Yeboah is Director of Financial Stability at the Bank of Ghana. Before we go on the forex market today, the dollar could be sold to you at 15 cedis 85 pesos, the pound at 20 cedis 30 pesos, and the euro at 17 cedis 10 pesos. And that does it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Guel, and Access Bank. My name is Edna Agnes Boache. Have a good business day.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Yeah,
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
12 minutes past 7, the Citi Business News was brought to us by MTN. Thursdays are now extra special. special on MTN. Yes. Thursdays just got more exciting because from now on you get a nice 25% discount on your first data bundle bought on the day. Now this is eligible for those who use the My MTN app or *138# to make the purchase. And that's not enough. They're offering a free extra movie ticket when you pay with Momo at the Silverbird Cinemas at Accra and West Hills Mall. Those of you in Kumasi, you get your free tickets at the Golden Cinemas in Kumasi Mall. If you ask, I think your movie data sorted out from now on. So use your MTN app to bundle. That's My MTN. Or use *138# and make the best of your 25% first data bundle discount. Kickoff is next. Brought to us by Lesheho. Fixed deposit solution is your best option to raise your money organically. Looking for your money to work harder for you? Talk to Lesheho about their fixed deposit solution. Reach them on WhatsApp or phone 027 004 0733. Clock is ticking. Don't miss out on this incredible chance. Lesheho, let's improve life. And of course, Zonda Ghana Limited. We do not only create opportunities and empower people, we provide top-notch after-sales service for you for your heavy and light-duty trucks. So whether it's Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, TX trucks, and oil tanks, Zonda is your one-stop shop. 7 branches across Ghana. Head office off Tema Flower Road, close to Free Zones and Clay. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
There's the full-time whistle, and the Kings have regained their crown. It's another Champions League coronation for Spain's Royal Club. Real Madrid.
Season is up for grabs later tonight as Madrid and Atalanta clash in Warsaw in the latest edition of the UEFA Super Cup. We'll get into that a bit later and then go all the way in Cote d'Ivoire. It's match day for Ghana's Hazakes ladies in the ongoing WAFU Zone B qualifiers. All of that plus build up to the most watched league in Europe, which is back on Citi 97.3 this weekend. My name is Gabiofe. Welcome everyone. Alright, we start with some boxing news today. And flag bearer for the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has stated that should his party be voted into power, the Snake Sports Emporium, popularly known as the Bukom Boxing Arena, will be fully activated. Now, he said this in his address at a rally held at the arena recently on the latest leg of his campaign in the lead up to the December polls.
This arena is not just this oval. It is a complex. There's a gym, there's a hostel, there's a restaurant, there's a school, so that even when the young people are training as boxers, they can be attending classes so that they don't miss school. And the intention was that the Ghana Boxing Association was going to go around the regions with mobile boxing rings and try, young talents. And when they have found the young talents, they will pick them and bring them here to the Center of Excellence. That was the purpose. And so, unfortunately, it hasn't realized its full potential. And it is something we still have in mind that when we come, we'll fully activate it. Because there are talents all over the country. Of course, we know that boxing is a sport that is loved by the Bukom Odododio axis. And that's why we built it here in Bukom. And so Bukom is the headquarters of Ghana Boxing. And so the intention is to bring other talents from all over the country to come and join their colleagues here to train as boxers. I mean, we all used to stay awake to watch Azuma Nelson in those days. Sometimes at 3 a.m. in the morning, we are watching Azuma fighting in Australia. Ghana must recapture those days.
Well, John Dramani Mahama also waiting on the current state of football, which is regarded as the passion of the nation.
A lot of money goes into football, but we always get heartbreaks with football. The last time we won any major trophy was 1981 in Libya. Since then, we've had a trophy drought in football. But football is national sport, and everybody. But we must organize it in such a way that we are able to get something. And so we must bring back the inter-schools football. We must bring back the Milo championships. We must bring back the academicals. We must bring back the coaches and all that so that we can pick the talents. And when we pick the talents, the thing about the Ghana team is we have individual talents, but they don't have enough playing time together.
All right, so that's the flag bearer for the National Democratic Congress ahead of the 2024 presidential elections. John Dramani Mahama touching on a few things in sport. Speaking of football, in Swachama Football Club, Ghana's representatives at this year's CAF Confederations Cup. And the Africa Cup champions will take on TP Elect Sports of Chad in the first preliminary round of the competition. And that round will kick off or will be played between August 16 and August 25, while the second round is scheduled for September 13 and 22. Well, here's GFA president at the team's training ground. He shared a few words to the team.
For a team coming to the top flight and to be a champion not long after is no mean an achievement. And it's something that each one of you must be proud of. You achieved that because you stayed together as a team, you worked together as a team, and you fought for the trophy as a team. That's the essence of teamwork. Football is a team sport. It's not about one individual person. Otherwise, the coach will say, 10 players stand by the touchline, one player go on the pitch, play against the opponent, and see whether you will win. You cannot win. You need the support of everybody.
All right, so that's a GFA president, Keto Kreku, speaking there. Let's talk about another team trying to compete in Africa's Elite League. That's Azakes Ladies. They're in action later today against Nigeria's Edo Queens in the next group stage match at 3 p.m. as part of the ongoing WAFU Zone B qualifiers. They lost in the opening match. It was a goalless draw with Omnisport Etincelle from Burkina Faso. So what it means is that they have to beat the Nigerians later today to stand a chance of progressing out of the group stage. Yes, Emmanuel Mensah, the assistant coach.
I think the team that possess very well technically, they are very good because I watch almost every player from the goalkeeper to the 11th player and even those who came from the bench. Technically, they are very good. And when you play in a team that is technically very good, then it means that you need not to give them a lot of space to recruit. And at the end of the day, we came here with that kind of game plan in our mind, how to stop them. And I think that's exactly what we did today.
So Emmanuel Mensah is the assistant coach for Azakes Ladies. We touch on some Paralympic sports, and Ghana's Paralympic team have appointed Tahiru Haruna as captain ahead of the 2024 Paralympic Games, which begins on August 28. He will lead Team Ghana in the Paralympics, competing in various events and showcasing their skills and talent. More football later on your screens tonight. The UEFA Super Cup, Madrid face Atalanta at the National Stadium in Warsaw, Poland. The games kicks off at 7 p.m. And for Madrid, they are aiming to pull clear of fellow five-time victors Barcelona and Milan by becoming the first team to win a sixth title, while Carlo Ancelotti is looking for a fifth as a coach, something nobody has managed before. But here's the Italian ahead of the game.
Well, we have all the excitement in the world, all the eagerness in the world. Is the first title at stake this season. It's going to be a very demanding season, and it could be a very successful season too. So we want to start correctly, bearing in mind all the difficulties that we're going to find. But the team is looking good. We have had not much time to train, but the team is motivated to play, and I think they can play a good game.
All right, so that's Madrid boss Carlo Ancelotti speaking through an interpreter. Well, Atlanta appear in the Super Cup for the very first time, so they'll be hoping they can't cause some major upset against Madrid later tonight in Poland. Well, talk of the Champions League, Rangers were sent crashing out of that competition after Dynamo Kiev scored twice within 2 minutes in the closing stages at the Hampden Park following a dismissal of home winger Jeff Tay. Kiev will now play in the Champions League playoff round for the second time in 3 seasons and will face Salzburg after the Austrian side overcame FC 20 5-4 in aggregate following a 3-3 draw in Sunday. Let's touch on some transfers in the Premier League. Manchester United have signed Bayern Munich, per Matthias de Ligt and Nasser Mazraoui in a move that could cost nearly £60 million. De Ligt has signed a 5-year contract, and for Mazraoui, a 4-year deal, both with the option to extend for a further year. Mazraoui could immediately called upon by United to deputise at left back for the injured Luke Shaw, who is expected to return after the first international break. On the blue side of Manchester, Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters says it is self-evident that the case around Manchester City's 115 charges need to be resolved for the good of the league. Now, an independent disciplinary commission is set to hear the case against City, who deny all charges for allegedly breaching the Premier League's financial rules, with some dating back to 2009.
Confirmed in the past that a date has been set. Because of the confidentiality around the process, which we observed throughout, I can't confirm that the media speculation is correct or otherwise. I think it's important that the situation does resolve itself, and obviously when the case has been heard, there will be a decision published, and all the questions that you would like me to answer will be answered as part of that process. A decision will be published, and not I or anyone else at the Premier League, but through an independent panel of people will answer those questions for you.
So Richard Masters there, he's a Premier League Chief Executive, speaking on Manchester City's 115 charges that needs to be resolved immediately. Well, Cole Palmer, that's some good news for Chelsea football fans, because he's committed himself to the club by signing a 2-year contract extension, which sees him tied to the club until the summer of 2033. Well, let's wrap up with some athletics, and finally at the National Stadium in Botswana, over 30,000 people showed up at the stadium to welcome Olympic Games 200-meter men's gold medalist Sile Tebogo and members of the Botswana's 4x400 men's relay team. Now, the relay team, anchored by Tebogo, won silver at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games behind the United States of America to headline Botswana's brilliant campaign at the Games. And President Mogwechi Masisi greeted the athletes with groups of traditional dancers clad in animals' skin. So that's big news for Botswana. And that's your sports this morning. For more, you can head to citisportsonline.com and on X at Citi Sports GH. We'll be back later at 5 p.m. With Sports Flash. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell, Le Shell, and Zonda GH. My name is Gabriel Fair. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years? I
just got awarded a deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, poor pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks, made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office? Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks, located at Tema, off the Flower Road. Call 0501 772 222 or 0501 773 333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Hey, well, yo, I did tire for Abu Chef. See, everything I do, Abu won't do some. Last year, I bought a cattle farm in Yanton. I see he go buy a farm next to mine. I marry Fauzia. No, he marries Fauzia's sister. I buy my motorbike. I see no, he go buy motorbike too.
Hey, but you don't see say since you buy your bike, he has bought 4 motorbikes, which have all broken down. You know they maintain bikes at all.
His problem be say he dey put wrong lubricant for his bike inside. The correct motorbike oil where if you put inside be Shell Advanced Lubricant. Shell Advanced Lubricant be the only motorbike oil where they make them for motorbike to protect engine, clutch and brake. Where you know. Wait me, wallahi, I no go tell him. I no go tell him, Shell. Hey, well, hey, where you go?
If you don't go tell Abu, me I go tell him say make you use Shell Advanced Lubricant for him bike.
Hey,
visit any Shell station or distributor today to get your Shell Advanced Lubricant for your motorbike. Shell Advance, complete protection for your bike.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life with our suite of superb
You know, yesterday it rained a bit, and I went to Choko for a program. And on my way back, we went through Kolebu, we went through Ring Road West, Ring Road Central, Ring Road East. There was not one street light working. And I think it's become a national disgrace. It's gotten to a point where something has to give. I don't see how responsible leaders can be in a country where at night no street light works. The lights have been installed. You can see the pillars. You can see there's something there supposed to be a light.
Yeah.
And it's not on. It's not working. Yesterday, it had rained. When I got from Choko, when you are getting to Kolebu, there's this interchange. It's not like interchange. There's like a turn. You go straight to Jamestown, or you make a left to Kolebu.
Right.
There's no traffic light there. Pitch black. Pitch black. The street behind Kolebu, the mortuary side, no light. Wow. The road between Kolebu, former ICGC, where Central University now is, and the Obechebelamte Circle, pothole riddle, no street light. Entered, went left to Mpamprom, saw one light, apparently installed by the MP Dakwa. One light.
One single street light.
One or two. I was going, this is from Mpamprom into Awudome.
Yeah.
Went back through the Awudome to where Fan Milk was.
Right.
No street light.
Yeah.
Got back on the ring road. Climbed onto it, circle.
Yeah.
No street light.
All the way.
Ring Road Central, no street light. Ring Road East, no street light.
Wow.
This is just, this is irresponsible leadership. How do you have a city where street lights don't work? In every serious country. Keeping the street, because it's a basic. Okay, what is the purpose of road safety? Do you understand? Why is National Road Safety Commission or authority?
Authority.
NRSC.
Okay, when was the last time they made a requisition for street lights? Because if they want our roads to be safe, then they need to understand that street lights are. There's no way you're going to keep streets safe without street lights. And this accepted norm. Accra Tema Motorway, no street light. George Walker Bush Highway,
no street light.
From the entry point all the way to Achimota overhead, no street light. Got a message yesterday from a listener. She says from Association International.
Airport.
Association Airport Junction.
Yeah.
To Madina Zongo Junction.
All the way.
What is going on? How do you drive from Accra through Akosomo, no street light working? Whose responsibility is it? Check out the number of stories about street lights on our website. June last year, Lost Movement calls on government to repair all 40 street lights. I'm going to read all these stories one by one because I think that it's a national disgrace. The Road Safety Commission, the Highway Authority, the Department of Urban Roads, the Ministry of Energy, they need to bow their heads in shame. Now you drive in a country, you are commuting in a country where all your major streets are dark. Nobody seems to care. Meanwhile, we spend money on useless things. How do you keep streets safe from robbery attacks? When it rains, no visibility. How do you expect people to be safe in a country where street lights don't work and people think it's normal? This story is a year old. The Light Our Streets Tonight movement, a social change movement, is calling on the government to urgently repair 40 street lights where necessary and install some where they are unavailable across the country. Convener Linda Amonsi said in an interview with Citi News that the call was made because street lights are critical in enhancing security in the country. She said the country had over the years faced a disturbing rate of no street lights in most communities and that where there were some, they were either not working or under-maintained. She added that although Ghanaians pay a fee for street lights, most highways and neighborhoods have malfunctioning street lights. She said the situation is also fueling social vices and putting both lives and property at an extremely high risk. The campaign is to get the government and other relevant stakeholders to ameliorate the situation as soon as possible before more lives are lost on our streets. They will use Facebook to push their agenda, infographics, video, etc., etc. Second story, February 24, 2024. Capito clashes with government over malfunctioning street lights. Story by Shiba Araba Benning. CEO of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Capito, says the government does not regard the safety and well-being of its citizens, hence the several malfunctioning street lights in Accra. This comes on the back of recent reports of multiple non-functioning street lights dotted across major parts of the capital. La Beach Road to the Tessin District Police Headquarters have been engulfed in darkness due to the ongoing road expansion project. Dankwa Circle, Awudoma Cemetery, Old Aboso Kai, Central Mosque, Kaneshi First Light are all streets that lack illumination. Speaking on Citi TV's Breakfast Daily, Capito urged Ghanaians to speak up against the menace as government officials do not feel the burden. These people we call honorable go around in convoys or motorcades. So you and I have to make sure that no vehicle veers into our direction due to lack of visibility. They do not care because we do not cry or shout out enough. In any other jurisdiction apart from these other African countries, these will be held accountable. Even lawyers are afraid to go to court and sue somebody who knocked down somebody because there was no visibility. Meanwhile, Kofi Kapito also called for the scrapping of some agencies in the country which he claims are not serving their purpose. He said one such agency is the Road Safety Authority, which he says has been reduced to performing ceremonial functions.
True.
Next story, April 25, 2024. Now, the National Road Safety Authority has entered the conversation. Fauzu Masaudu is writing, the National Road Safety Authority has urged the Ghana Police Service to expedite the implementation of its traffic tech initiative to ensure the security of street lights in Accra. This comes amid widespread concerns about theft and destruction of vital components of street lights in many parts of the city. That the Kwashi Interchange, a busy area connecting prime roads like the Temamoto Way, Medina and La Paz stretch, have also been affected by the issue. Street lights in the vicinity of the popular Accra malls have been found with damaged components, with central system boxes conduits forcefully opened, resulting in the disconnection of cables. Even those installed in medians along the streets were not spared. City News investigations revealed that the street lights installed under CCTV surveillance have not been tampered with, highlighting the need for enhanced security on Ghana's roads. The Road Safety Authority and stakeholders are eagerly awaiting the deployment of the Traffic Tech Initiative, which involves installing cameras for road traffic infractions. The system will detect offenders and effect their arrest. So that's story number 3. Story number 4, May 5, 2024. It's coming closer home now. UPSA students fume over dysfunctional street lights. Akosia Otto is writing. Students of the University of Professional Studies, Accra, and I'm doing this to tell you that it's not like you've kept quiet. We've done stories almost every month. Students of UPSA are raising concern for their safety due to the absence of functional street lights near the university. The lack of visibility on the stretch in front of the school has left many vulnerable, particularly in light of the reported cases of robberies and increase of attacks along the darkened street. Speaking to City News, Executive Secretary of the Bureau of Public Safety, Dr. Nanayo Akwada, charged authorities in charge of street lights to attend to the situation. Quote, "How come the place has become a favorite spot for criminals to operate? Somebody may be sleeping on the job. I think the situation of security along or within or around university campuses has not been in the picture only recently. It's an ongoing concern. I believe at this moment we should be focusing on the duty bearers. What responsibilities are they championing? For instance, the safety and security of students rests solely in the bosom of the authorities. The university community is not small. They should be able to reach out and work with the police department to ensure the environment are safe. Some students said the university situation serves as a hurdle to their safety. We don't have lights. When we are walking, we are concerned our phones because riders have been taking our phones from us. I've heard people's phones being snatched and people actually getting attacked on the road. I think it's a very serious threat to both our lives and property, and something should be done about it. If not, it can lead to serious chaos," another student said. Some drivers who ply the road also share their experiences on the difficulties the lack of lights poses to them. We find it extremely difficult to see when driving. In cases where someone crosses the road, you will not be even see, and this can lead to you knocking down persons. The students are always getting stabbed and having their phones snatched on the main road. We have even caught a thief before. The lack of functional street lights is a cause, said the driver. Just last week, a robbery incident was witnessed. The robber snatched a phone belonging to a pedestrian. Robbery incidents usually occur on that stretch. The road is very dark and the drivers face difficulty with visibility. A student died last year after he was stabbed on the same stretch due to the darkness, another driver said. Food vendors and shop owners. Look at this. Students are complaining. Drivers are complaining. Meanwhile, people are coming to you asking for your votes. What on earth is going on? Don't wait to vote in December. Do the street light today. Food vendors and shop owners who operate along the road added their voices to the situation, stressing the dangers the inoperative street lights pose to the safety of students and businesses. Let me read more stories just to bore you and annoy you this morning. Somebody has to be fired for this. The whole city is dark and nobody seems to care. broken street lights, unemployment, poor sanitation, likely to influence voting in Anya. This is July 29.
Okay.
Then final one. Unpatriotic Ghanaians are stealing street lights on their cars on motorway.
This I remember this. I interviewed
the broken street lights.
Yeah, this is the highway PRO. Cecil Oboda went to.
I remember you. This was like a few days ago. All right, now let me read the last one on the Anyaso Tom one, and then I'll come to you for your answers. Residents of Anyaso Tom want the next MP to get them out of their predicament. They said youth unemployment, poor street lighting, and the poor state of sanitation in the constituency were a threat to their survival. I was reading this because I googled street lights, and this is the story that came up. Caleb, what have authorities been saying about street lights? What can we do this morning?
So there was a town hall meeting in the Greater Accra region. The regional minister, Daniel Titus Glover, was one of the leaders who spoke, and then the finance minister was also there. He spoke about street lights. We have excerpts of that. We'll share that with you, and then we've done a follow-up interview with him, so we'll bring you all
Okay, so let's hear what he said. This is 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
At the Greater Accra Regional Town Hall about street lights. Listeners, take your pen and paper and write.
Because criminals don't like visibility, government has supported the region to make sure we light up the entire region with some street lights. In phase 1, 10,000 street lights was distributed in 2022, 20,000 in 2023, and in phase 3, we are going to do 25,000. And there's process in place where a company want to partner the Regional Coordinating Council to do a solar one on the Tema motorway. Then we'll do a pilot from Shiashi to Airport 37 to Accra Central. Then we'll look at the N1 all the way to Wejakbawe. Then we'll come to Achimota, the overhead, through the Forestry Commission, the Achimota Police Station, Gimpa. They will make a turn towards Fiesta Royal. We'll look at Tema and few places. High Street, we are doing it on pilots. And we only give them a space to advertise. Criminals don't like lighting, so we'll chase them with the lights and make sure that they can be apprehended. In Ayawaso Central Municipal Assembly and Ablekuma North, there are a couple of street lights that have been fixed. Ladadekotopon. On your screens, you can see the highway like Dadekotopon in the night. The whole place is light up. Ablekuma North and at down west, Sege area, you see men seriously working to make sure we light up the place.
So, when was this?
This was 2 weeks ago at the town hall meeting. The Ministry of Information hosted him, Daniel Titus Glover, and then the finance minister.
So he says 2022, 10,000 streetlights were distributed.
Yes, please.
2023, 20,000 distributed.
Yes, and then he also says that they are going to make what's supposed to be on the motorway solar. But my colleague Philip Nilate met up with him again in a yet to be aired interview, and he said these.
Okay.
There's a breakdown they give, a uniformity. A district, municipality, and a metropolitan is a graduation all the way up there, and there's quantity that they give to them. The earlier distribution that was done, i.e. the 10,000 and 20,000, I was then not in office. My term is where we're going to distribute 25,000, and like I said, the chief director of the team been able to graduate them based from district all the way to the metropolis. So that's basically how I'm going to share it. And the places where the assemblies, when the assembly members were able to fix these lights and they got to where they got short, they have to go back and continue where they left off. So basically that's why I think they are going to do, so that even where they could not touch because the lights were not available at the time, they'll go back and finish it up.
Any idea when they are fixing a stick?
It's the prerogative of the respect assemblies and their assemblies and make sure they fix them. And I think that they have to supervise the fixing, and to make sure the bulbs are really fixed on the poles so they can light up the whole area for visibility purposes.
Will major roads and highways be considered in this?
Gradually we'll get there, including traffic lights. We also have to touch those places and see what we do about it.
Any measures that will be put in place to ensure that these, items are not stolen or tampered with?
I agree with you. You see, the national security has come up with this slogan, see something, say something. There is a reason and a purpose for that slogan. Because the police cannot be everywhere. But as a citizen, when you see somebody destroying any state property, it is your duty to raise the alarm. So when you use your medium to let everybody know that you have a duty, you have a task in the running of this country. If somebody is going around doing all kinds of nuisance, you don't sit back, you must challenge that person. And when you challenge, you get the support of the public. That is my belief. So we'll continue to encourage our police to help us, but trust me, they cannot be everywhere. So we, the citizens, we have a role to play. You, the media, you equally have a role to play. So that together, it becomes like a collective effort by everybody. So that's how we're going to handle this matter.
Well, most often than not, we hear that the distribution has taken place, fixing has taken place and all that. But you come across some areas in the capital where you see that these streetlights are not functioning. Is it that some areas are exempted from the exercise, or do you have any method of ensuring that they are indeed fixed?
Today's street lights are not the normal highway lights. It is within the communities, but there's a different light for what we have on our highways. So that will take another level, another time to look at it holistically. But for now, what we have distributed is meant for the communities where there are no lights, visibility is poor, security is becoming a challenge because of the absence of these lights. So that has been the focus. So when it comes to the highway one, then that is a different thing I want to look at with the traffic light matter.
The inadequate lighting of major streets and intersections within the Kumasi metropolis and parts of the Ashanti region continues to be a concern for drivers and other commuters. The lack of functional lights leads to poor visibility for drivers, often resulting in accidents.
It's a street lights no one say yeah juma. It's me show signal my driver ni kura hunu say aha me do bi aka this one as support to wo. Ti ya me nu kura ni it's a street light in the enya juma dia e for me be na the higher pa. It is motima adoni ani mpenimfo na kasa na sa ade no o motima ahwe no maya if it's a beboa even ya kan kwa na say street light na dey aboa o enipa mo nam kwa hu nyina no even you can be free baby ba because of light near who had the intino. Naka cobon any ade. TSM, Moody Mudumama, and the Ensusono, yet the Yanudia no better menina without company for any mamma and my boy. May I come out? Can you tear to a just sit like no one across in a beer and Yajuma? TSM Pino one. Any DC in some moment down for lightning in our mind. A Bassana Marco Bedian Unoso. Obi cross the ground. Quando soon I assume Tiasena MP no one and in DC, Mama doesn't fix lightning in our mind. First, my name is Samuel Bibamania come up, but I said, yeah, I could cry so I could cry from here to do so. Sit lightning in our cough.
Street lights along areas such as the main Kumasi Ejisu stretch, the Anwanga Junction to airport and Ahunjo roundabout, and the Sofaline interchange to Tanosu Ebuakwa areas have been out of order. On the Kumasi Ejisu stretch, commuters, especially students of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology who live off campus, report increasing attacks.
I can't remember the incidents where a car knocked one of the porters in this hall here. The man died. I'm sure if there were lights yet, the driver could have seen that someone is passing and slow down. So that incident alone is something that they should quickly work on, especially lights on the streets. In Ghana, we don't know who enforces law. There's money paid for people to work on this, but then you see there's no light here. So we are urging those who are supposed to do their work to do their work. So
most of the times I come from campus late at night, so coming back home during the night, sometimes you get here and there are no street lights, and sometimes walking by the roadside, sometimes you just see some people that will be coming closer to you. Sometimes out of fear, you just cross the road, or you just cross the road without knowing whether the car is coming, which can cause, let's say, some major accidents.
The non-functioning street light is a very big problem here, and in fact, it is causing a very harm to us, especially with the students. You see, I just cruised from lectures, and in fact, if not around this time, you see some of the Kwashi boys or the thieves around taking our phones and those things, all because of the non-functioning street light. So I think it's a very bad situation, and it's a very bad thing that we're experiencing. In fact, even on campus, those streets like that are not even working, are even causing us a problem. And even I think the SRC are working on it to campaign on lightening off campus and lightening on campus.
Pedestrian knockdowns have risen along some of the major stretches, and officials from the Road Safety Authority attribute this to the non-functional street lights in these areas.
Those in charge of the infrastructure to also provide remedial measures with respect to infrastructure on certain sections to help us. If you go to Sofo line like this, issues of non-functional signals or traffic lights also an issue, which is spoken with the road agencies, and they're trying to do something about it also.
Criminologist Jones Opokuwari emphasizes the significant role of street lighting in crime reduction and calls for immediate action by authorities to repair non-functional street lights.
If you look at the importance of street lights, they are one of the major tools that security-wise is important for crime prevention, because as we know, criminals don't normally like light to be shined on them. They want to operate within very dark places where there are no guardianship. So street lights are very important. And for me, the reason why a lot of the crimes you are observing in this country over the years has been happening is that most of these criminals know that we don't have a lot of guardianship, especially on the streets, which is one of them being the street lights. And now these days we even have the cameras. The cameras are there, but even the cameras function better when the place is late, where the lights are working. So it is very important that as a country we have to work on our street lighting, because once the street lights are there, the criminals are not very comfortable with that.
There has been a growing demand from residents of Kumasi and parts of the Ashanti region for authorities to fix the non-working street lights in recent times.
Residents want authorities who are in charge to fix the street lights. Hafiz Tijani, Channel 1 News, Kumasi, Ashanti region.
So as you can tell, this is not an Accra issue. We heard Daniel Glover speaking earlier. We apologize for the quality of that audio. But we have reports from the Ashanti region where the situation is probably worse. So the question is, whose irresponsibility, whose dereliction is leading to this road hazard? Highways with potholes, no street lights, nobody cares. No road markings. And yet, people are going about their duties normally. This is completely unacceptable. I'll spend a lot of time on this today. It's 8 o'clock. Let's do Tech and Social Media Trends. Sponsored by?
It's brought to us by First Bank Ghana and Telecel. This long vacation, the children are home. They can be very boisterous. What you can do is to give them an opportunity to intern with at the various branches at First Bank Ghana. It's happening from the 15th of July to 15th of September. What you do is that you open an account for them. If they are below 12, you open the Kids First account. If they are 13 to 17, you open the Me First account. You deposit an initial amount of 300 Ghana cedis and apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. They will get 5-day internship program at any of the branches and also get to compete in an essay writing competition and win attractive cash prizes. To find out more about the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program, call 0596 921 921 or email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank Ghana, you first. And Telecel is running an exciting promotion. We call it the Telecel More Money promo. Every week you stand a chance of winning 30,000 Ghana cedis. There's a grand prize of 1 million Ghana cedis that is up for grabs. All you have to do is to purchase data or airtime using your Telecel cash wallet and double your chances. If you make payments onto your fixed broadband, you also give yourself a chance to be the next millionaire. So to be part of this, opt in for free, dial star 500 hash or send win to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app and stand a chance of winning. It's a promo regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform. T's and C's apply. Telecel, connecting energies.
So let's go into the segment tech and social media trends. Nathan.
All right, let's get into the segment, and we start off with some entertainment news. And Esther Smith. Esther Smith is trending.
Thank you.
She's in the trend. She arrived in Ghana.
Oh yeah.
I think yesterday or a few days ago.
Yes,
she's coming to do a concert. She's been out of the country for years.
She's been in the UK for a very long time, more than 10 or 20 years.
Yes,
I think.
yes. And she's coming back home. She says she's coming to do a concert. So gospel music. I think in a few weeks, I'm not too sure of the date, but gospel music fans are happy that they are going to experience
Esther Smith.
Esther Smith. Lots of people know her songs, but
in those days, every hour day, Esther Smith song days.
Which is your favorite Esther Smith?
Okay.
She has a very nice voice.
Yes,
man,
she was huge in Kumasi back in the day.
Anyway,
so Esther Smith is trending. Gabi is also trending. Of course, his interview with Umaru Sanda Amadu making the rounds, several angles. So people are discussing the angles that are of strong interest to them. On a sporting note, Luke Shaw and Delict are also trending. Luke Shaw, Man United player, Delict, the new Man United player. They are all in the news for different reasons. And interestingly, Bernard, you are also in the trend somewhere.
Oh yeah?
Why am I trending?
Well, Manasseh Azuri.
Oh yeah,
he's asking people to read the book and enjoy it the
interview
same
was
way
riveting.
you read it and you enjoyed it.
Interview was
So his tweet mentions you and several
I'm also
people.
trending.
So the interview itself makes you want to read the book.
That was an interview. So yesterday he presented some copies to some people, including Dr. Matthew Poku Prempa. So it's one reason why Napo is also in the trends for that and for some comments he allegedly made.
Then good morning to Manasseh.
Yes. Anyway, to some tech news, and the Paralympic Games will begin on the 28th of August. Well, some people have put together an app to help these physically challenged Paralympians to navigate the Games Village in France.
Okay.
So the app uses indoor mapping and audio cues to help those who have various challenges. So if you are visually impaired, the app, so you somehow you communicate with the app and it will know. So it will use audio cues to help you move around. If you are, for example, physically challenged, you can see but you can't move very well, it will use other cues to guide you as you move around the Games Village. So that's the latest in tech that's helping athletes feel comfortable as the Paralympic Games will soon begin on the 28th of August.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
our cities have no street lights functioning. Accra, Tema, Kumasi. If you live in Koforidua, Sunyai, let me know. Is it the same situation? Send me a voice note. How do you commute? Last night it was hell. Driving from Choco all the way into the central business district. No street light anywhere. We want to hear from you. How do you navigate at night? No street markings. Who's responsible? Road Safety Commission, Highway Authority, Urban Roads, Ministry of Energy. We need some answers. Before we continue with that, the new order of retirement is here. You can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It's that easy. The best part is you get to enjoy a salary increase of 16% this year. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or go to oldmutual.com.gh or dial *789*01#. Experience an unforgettable summer escape with your Zenith Visa card. Spend a minimum of 3,000 cedis in at least 5 transactions and you can win some fantastic prizes, including an all-expenses paid trip to Paris. Use your Zenith Visa card for all your payments and enjoy this fantastic offer. Go to zenithbank.com.gh for more information. And imagine launching your career, starting your own business, or embarking on advanced studies within 6 months of graduation. At Ashesi, that's nearly every graduate's reality. From Accra to Nairobi, from London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and they're leading successful careers. Regardless of what you choose to study, an Ashesi education gives you a strong foundation for life. Visit Ashesi at ashesi.edu.gh to learn more about the Ashesi advantage.
Now, which new exclusive estate has been built around a central green park with all family amenities you deserve, including a private movie theater, pedal tennis court, and more than you imagine? The answer is Akaya by Trasaco. Trasaco is the leading residential developer that brought you Villaggio, Primavera, and Trasaco Valley, and we are set to redefine suburban living in Pantine with our new residential project called Akaya by Trasaco. Akaya is has just broken ground on phase 1 of this master planned estate. Here is your chance to join the exclusive Trasaco family. Visit akaya.trasaco.com for more information. Now, come close to the radio set for the gist of the year. Did you know that your energy-giving, great-tasting Lucozade has a new look? Whether you're out and about in the office, in school, or even in Trotro, you need to restore your energy. Look out for the now sleeker, slimmer Lucozade Original 330 ml can with the same energy that you've known for years. Now you can go about your day with even more swag as you drink Lucozade from your new sleek can. So go ahead and grab your Lucozade sleek can and discover the same unbeatable energy with every sip. Lucozade, restore your energy. This advert is FDA approved.
Now, if you are dreaming of going to Dubai, there's a lovely window that's open for you from Global Wings Travel and Tours. They are going to Dubai in September, between the 15th and the 21st of September. Now, experience the best of Dubai, from the iconic landmarks to luxurious accommodation. If you are interested, call 0553-688-398. Let's make your Dubai dream come true with Global Wings Travel and Tours. Now, this morning you are looking for what to take for breakfast. Twisco is what I recommend to you. It's the newest and the most exciting chocolate beverage out there on the market. Is from the producers of Cowbell, made from a premium blend of cocoa powder and enriched with NF4. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. I'm sure you have bought appliances in your home. You want to protect them. SolarTech is the power to protect.
Nice
now,
one.
Whether low voltage, high voltage, power surges, spikes, or browns, or whatever, you need SolarTech's appliances or devices to help you save all your valuable appliances. Call them on 0302761450, or you can go to their office. They're on the number 10 Yuwa Street in Abilempe, and you can go and buy all the things you need. SolarTech is the
power to protect. So we're talking streetlights today. I have a final report for you. I've been joined by Samens as well. Today we don't understand why our streets should be dark. Cars are crashing, potholes are breaking people's tires, and people are going about their duties as if everything is okay. I don't get it. But before that, when you insist on quality, every choice matters. That's why Bell Pack Paper Tissues are the perfect companion for those who demand the best. Offer the softness and strength you need for every occasion, from tables and kitchen towels to pocket and facial tissues. Bellpack has got you covered. Our tissues last longer and save you money. For bulk distribution, call 055-114-4400. Bellpack tissues, another quality product from Bellaqua. Let's go back to the streets. Ajua Tinkrama Domina has more details of street light issues in the capital.
It's 8 p.m. in Accra, Ghana's bustling capital. We're traveling on the Burma Camp Road, approaching the Major Mahama roundabout. The nearly 9-minute journey is shrouded in darkness, with the only sources of light being the dipped headlights of oncoming vehicles. This limited visibility forces drivers to rely on these bright lights, which, while illuminating the road, can be blinding. The lack of street lights not only causes discomfort, but also raises serious safety concerns.
Where I'm currently standing is the Major Mahama roundabout, and it is a crucial intersection for people who are going to Spintex, which is behind me, people who are going to Airport Hills, which is to my right, people who are going to Trade Fair or Chado to my left, and people who are coming from the Burma Camp overpass, which is straight ahead of me. Now, we have traveled the 9 minutes journey, which is approximately 5.5 kilometers, and we have not sighted a single working street light on this stretch. What danger does this portend for people who use this route on a daily basis?
The at the time, you ride this, you know, the scrap, if you have the bar, I say a hum kakra. Yeah, Timotos, and so say soon we say. No be cry yare and ask be to know that no deny say yam fan and ask yam one I see through because a bit me to your partners yeah or my co-workers are no more jumano or midinano yam one on not dream say or be one pacono but to see always of a one pacona maybe our trash and so no I didn't motorana bisa on my yamaya any beji yes Romo say on my yamaya I mean qua Ghana for more for driver who the cars far be.
It's very dangerous for our driving. You know, for instance, when you drive around maybe 12 a.m., 1 a.m. thereabouts, and your car just broke down, what are you going to do? So it's very dangerous, and I'm appealing to the government to at least do something about it. Here is a residential area. There is a Burma camp here, the soldier camp here. So I think they should try and fix the street lights. It will be very helpful for both the drivers and those who work around here and go home late.
The Burma Camp Road is not an isolated case. Other parts of the capital, like Laboni, are also suffering from non-functioning street lights. Residents, particularly women, are compelled to leave work earlier to avoid potential dangers due to the inadequate lighting.
In the night when it's like 12 going, the place is quiet and it's risky. So people have to go early to the house and come back, go early to the house when they close from work. And I fear because sometimes I feel motor riders will snatch your bag from you.
Say man na mo ha, bo so motor for no ba ku tie boy say e be on phone no mo hwim on phone no mo dey dwane nti before I be rush no omoko nti no very dangerous this time no echo election year no nipa bone aba krum so obi kra obi oktie mu kra obi ama efie bi eme ha nti say lot of kwa street no light no ho a utimi so obi ba hu say obi na ebe yi nti wo so obe bon ho ban.
It's a few minutes past 9 p.m. and I'm currently standing at the La Paz section of the N1 highway. This particular highway is known to be accident prone. Now, beyond this obvious factor, the street lights are not working. We have moved from Joulu up until here, close to the Las Palmas restaurant, and none of the street lights here are working. If not for the fact that this is a commercial hub, and so you see shops still operating, people selling on the streets still here as of this time. Come here around 11 p.m. through to 1 a.m. and you see drivers having to struggle, each blaring their headlights just to see on the routes.
Road engineer Abdullah Mahama explains the critical role streetlights play in road safety and design. He emphasizes that their absence, combined with faded road markings, significantly increases the risk of accidents.
When the line markings are functioning, when the driver throws the light, it reflects back. So that's a communicator between the road and the driver. And able to, if you are actually approaching curve areas, once you throw the light and you get a feedback, you'll know that I'm approaching a curve. So you're able to know whether you are decelerating or you are accelerating. And for that one, the furniture, that's the street lights, the line markings, and other furnitures on the road actually communicate with the road, especially in the night. And the non-availability of these features leads to a lot of accidents on our roads.
The Bureau of Public Safety argues that properly functioning streetlights are a right, especially since consumers pay a 3% levy on electricity for this purpose. The Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2017, Act 946, stipulates this levy to fund streetlight maintenance.
We must begin to hold our duty bearers accountable. The DCEs, the MCEs, and the city mayors must be accountable in this regard. It's not everything that we want to go and lodge at the Flagstaff House. The MCEs and the DCEs and the mayors are the president's representatives, in our various communities. So they are the ones we should be questioning now, that for the 3% that we contribute monthly to street lights, what are you doing to it? What are you doing with it?
The Electricity Company of Ghana, which collects these levies, states that it only receives funds for power consumed by streetlights and cannot account for or manage the 3% levy nor oversee maintenance.
If there is any problem with a street light, you need to investigate what the problem is. It is not the mandate of ECG to check the installation or fixing of street lights. When, let's say, there's going to be a road construction, we come in as power distributors, and then we do our part advising or giving an expert advice on what has to be done in terms of the quality or the right materials in installation of the street light. And then when the 3% is paid, our bit, that is the energy consumed by these street lights, is what is given to us. So we are not in charge of the physical installation. No.
What is the National Road Safety Authority's stance on this issue? Pearl Adusu Satakla, Public Relations Officer of the authority, reveals that the government is developing a new framework to address the streetlight issue.
Framework of streetlights, the Energy Commission has outlived its usefulness, have a modern way of fixing street lights that will not give thieves the advantage of stealing wires and other things that will make the street light malfunctioning. So there is a whole contract of framework of bringing in a new technological way of fixing street lights.
In the meantime, the Road Safety Authority advises the public, especially those navigating roads with malfunctioning streetlights, to wear reflective clothing at night to ensure their safety.
Whenever it is dark or it is in the evenings and you are on the road, you need to wear reflectors, dresses that reflect light. You should, in the dark or in the evenings, you should not wear darker shades of dresses. If you wear a darker shade, find a reflector and put on so that when an oncoming vehicle throws its light, it will reflect.
Well, it's 8:27. And I wish I had the words to express how I feel about this situation. In studio, Nathan Kwao, Caleb Kuda, Samens. There's a graphic story today that has another angle. What says what?
Potholes, overgrown medians, and golf roads, despite road repair app. Now, the story is written by Emmanuel Boni, and it says the newly introduced road repair app faces a stern test as some roads in Accra remain dotted with potholes. Now, they say at the Graphic Road bypass on the STC stretch, you know that road, right? Pockets of potholes were seen littered in the area when the Graphic team got there. It was noticed that drivers either had to slow down to go through the potholes or they had to meander their way around them. Also on the roundabout at the South Industrial area near the Fan Milk plant, potholes were yet to be fixed, causing traffic on that route, which is a major road that leads out of the enclave to the Nkrumah Circle. The situation of potholes on the Dr. Buzia Highway was not different. In the outer lane in front of Max TV at the Akuman Junction, part of the asphalt had been washed off at the time of the visit to the area. The Dansoman Junction at Hansonic and the Atiko bus stop on the stretch had also developed gullies. Right? Now, the situation at Kaneshi First Light was not different, as the outer lane towards Mataheku was also in a bad state. Also, the frontage of Iran Clinic on the Accra Newtown Road had developed potholes at the time the Daily Graphic visit. That is very true. That's very true.
You know
just before the Total, the road starts to get very bad.
So potholes, weedy medians, no street lights, a toxic mix for people who use our roads. The question I have for the morning: who is responsible? Because you see, Obahiagbon said culpability must be placed where culpability lies. And I'm giving some candidates: Road Safety Commission, Highway Authority, Urban Roads, or Energy Commission or Energy Ministry, because we pay for street lights.
Oh yeah.
So if you
take your electricity bills, there's a line that goes to street lights.
No, my question is: don't the authorities see that the streets are dark and dangerous? Is it that they don't care? No, there are so many comments. It appears the whole city is dark.
Bernard, when you drive around after hours in this city, it's like roulette, because you don't know what will appear. It's true. But you don't know what was good. It's either you meet some pothole that you didn't know was there,
or some cattle is crossing,
or something is crossing, or somebody is. Why?
Something will just emerge from the shadows. You know, I was at Ring Road Central yesterday, and because there are a lot of trees in the Ring Road there,
you are not even sure.
I had to put on my hazard because somebody can just emerge, and they are not wearing reflective clothing. Sometimes this issue for me, it's heartbreaking because it's not something hidden, and it's not something it's the whole city. You get me? And I'm not getting any official comment. We interviewed Titus Glover, and he seems to even have been backtracking on what he said. You know, initially he said 10,000, 2022,
2022.
Now, when
20,000.
we went back to him, he wasn't really sure. And the other question was, why is he announcing distribution of street lights instead of installation? Is it a choice? Because our street lights...
Because the implementation is done by the MMDAs. Yes, the implementation, the execution is supervised by the MMDAs.
Good point. You remember, there was a day we were discussing a road. Highways say that when the road has a problem, we were talking about Adenta Road. The Adenta Assembly tried to do something about the road. They said, no, when a road is a highway, it's our property. Assemblies should not touch highways. So my question is, if there are street lights on highways, so let's forget about the inner roads. Yeah. If there's a highway that has a malfunctioning street light, why isn't the highway the guy? Because you can't go and touch road infrastructure without highway authority.
That's correct.
So if they are claiming that they supervise the roads, assemblies cannot touch the roads. Assemblies cannot go and fix street lights on highways. Maybe they can fix it in the neighborhoods. But on the major road like the Ring Road, I started from Choco, Ring Road West, former ICGC, Obechebi Lamte, drive all the way through Circle, go on top, all the way to Ring Road West, Ring Road East. Not one. I mean, there are so many assemblies involved there, right? Because you have South Ablekuma to Ablekuma Central, then you have Ablekuma, Okankwe Central. It's too many. So it has to be the highways. Maybe the inner roads.
It's a combination of like intersectorial contribution to this, but the larger chunk of it within the metropolis will be executed by the MMDAs. the highways will have maybe a more superior role to play. But what we are confronted with today is the daily commute within the city. Okay, where you find every place that is motorable, dark, no street lights. We haven't even talked about the new areas that are emerging. You understand? Now, I heard you talked about Kolegono. All the way through Ring Road. If you chose to use the beach road, it's no different. All the way through Osula, all the way.
Take me to the Jamestown Fort.
That's correct. So somebody must be telling us something. Somebody must be telling us something. You see, the whole energy that people use in paying their levies, taxes, and bills is almost always compromised when we see pictures of this nature. Okay, you get your electricity bill. There's a constant 3%.
3%, yes.
That is paid or levied for street lighting. That means that somebody years ago sat down and thought through and determined that the issue of lighting up our streets we can't wager on that thing anymore. It is a must that we do that. So we have been religious in collecting the money, but executing the same agenda has become, let's take it like that. So the new normal is that when you are driving, know that there won't be street lights. And we think that is not a failure.
A major failure.
You know, and again, because we are all cocooned in big vehicles where we can throw our lights far and wide on smaller vehicles. It is because the accident that takes away people's lives for lack of street lighting always happen to the other person. It's always happening to the other person. So all we know is the statistics of it. It is only when it gets closer that we'll know the reality of the situation. What does it cost to maintain our streets lit? How? In Accra, Ghana, look at the motorway. It's a death trap. Death trap. The streets are dark. I don't know how many times we should say this.
They say the street lights are stolen.
Let's stop talking about the supply approach to development.
We have distributed 10,000.
We have given them. We have provided.
Where are they?
Where are they?
You know, do you also not know that people steal them? And that when people steal them, what measures have we put in place to be able to curb this one? In other parts of the world, they are using solar street lighting, which we do have. We just have not deployed them well. And then some of the street lights actually have security cameras. We are talking about a country where people can wake up at 2 a.m. and then take a decision that I'm going to steal the electricity, the transformer. I'm going to take the oil inside transformer. This is a country that people can do that. And then when they take the oil out of the transformer, the technical person at ECG who will not know will still be running the transformer without the oil. The transformer crashes, and then we have to buy again. And it's been going on for a while. We still have not found a solution to this because people who are arrested are not punished enough. And even if they are punished, we don't showcase to deter other people from doing it. Check 2 weeks ago, the riots in the United Kingdom. Every day they were showcasing the people who were arrested.
As a deterrent.
Announcing, showcasing, they would show and put their pictures there. So that others who are in the middle, considering should I do it, should I not do, will be discouraged.
Let's get some audios from road users and also the experiences. And Caleb will tell us what's been happening on the policy side on street lights, because it appears there is a well-written policy on street lighting, but it doesn't appear to have seen the light of day. Here are some listeners talking about their experiences on the roads of this country.
Good morning, Bernard. The street light matter is something you cannot even understand. On the Ablekuma linking the Pukwasi road, there is a community called Canada. Street lights were functioning and beautifying the place until like 2 months now. Amazingly, it's not functioning. And it's very difficult driving along that street.
All right, let's come to Caleb on this matter. Before that, let's read some comments. Actually, if you can go through some comments for me, Caleb, I'll be very happy to.
Yes, please.
Okay, and this one is from JKM Community 25. Says we need to know how the 3% street levy is distributed. So that's what Samens was saying. So we all pay this, but we don't have lights. This one says you've gone too far. Just here at the newly constructed overpass at the Bosokan roundabout, all the street lights are gone. It says they are off. Okay. Maybe they are not on. This one says the situation is worse in Takrady. There are no street lights on any of the roads. Everywhere, or it's dark everywhere.
Or maybe there's a national policy. Because if the thing is dark in Accra, it's dark in Kumasi, and it's dark in Takrady, maybe there's a deliberate policy to darken the roads.
Says you can let your correspondent in Takrady confirm this, or I take it upon myself and send you videos in due course. This one says sometimes I drive behind the big trucks at night on the motorway to Tema due to poor visibility. Koku in Oyibi says, I can bet that those distributed street lights are in the hands of aspiring MPs of the government waiting to be installed for electoral gain.
It's possible, because you can't mention 30,000 street lights in 2 years having been distributed and you see the street so dark. So possibly they are waiting to install it.
We've seen photos of some attaching their stickers to the street lights, as if when you are driving under the street light, you raise your eyes to see.
But do they install them though?
How can we descend to this point where a member of parliament should be the one fixing street lights? If a member of parliament is fixing street lights, they should be arrested.
But what is the assembly then doing?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That what has a member of parliament got to do with fixing street lights?
Well, if their constituents are asking for it, some of them would. In fact, when you go
the
online,
street lights, they are not sold in open market like that. The street light that they use, they all come through ECG. They all come through ECG, unless you are devising some other models to use for your street lighting. But what we know, it's ECG that provides street lights. So how does it get into the hands of
a candidate? Good question.
Someone actually knocked down.
Let me read this message. This is a very serious message. It says, street lights were my agony, or they are my agony the whole of my life. In May this year, out of nowhere, in the darker cantonments, I knocked down a middle-aged woman who was wearing a full black attire, and she ran into the road. I did not see her. 2 weeks later, the woman passed. Says, I've never killed a chicken before with my car. The matter is in court and I'm on bail for causing harm. It was never my fault. I have never recovered from the trauma and it has negatively affected my whole life and productivity. I don't know when I'm going to recover, even though I try to be a strong guy. If the lights were on, this wouldn't have happened.
A woman in black just appeared on the road.
See what I'm saying? Miss B, Ocean View, Botiano. It says, Bernard, no street lights and no road markings. How can a country be so careless? Who made us this way?
I don't know.
Beautiful day it will be about street lights. From Association School Junction at the airport all the way to Medina Zongo Junction. Not a single street light. Good morning, Bernard. The road from Alam Junction to Kaswa is a death trap. The road is dark. Driving at night is very, very risky. No street lights. This one says no street lights from Adenta to Somanya. Wow.
Everywhere.
Hey,
it's
Adenta all the way to Somanya.
It's like there's a national policy of darkening the streets. It's almost like in Ghana, your street must be dark for them to be called streets.
This one says, in fact, the issue of our roads being in a mess is very disheartening. The whole country is like a crime scene. Authorities don't care. If you ask them, they say central government has not given them funds to fix the situation. So this speaks to local government. This one says, Bernard, in discussing problems like this, roads, lights, sanitation, please inform us who the authorities are. Example, names, qualifications, the qualifications with which they were appointed into the space, and maybe the schools they attended. It will help us appreciate why they behave the way they do. This one says, from Accra to Koforidua through Ebri, no street lights. Accra through Akosombo to Ho, no street lights. It's not safe. A lot of people live in Dodowa, Oyibi, Amrahia, etc. The entire Oyibi, Dodowa, Yukuma stretch is totally dark. The MC in Dodowa distributed the lights to party people, and they are selling them to individuals and electrical shops.
Oh, Lord. We have to call him. And find out.
Yeah. This one says, please, from Labadi Olympia all the way to Teshi police station, no street lights.
And the roads too are bad. Labadi Olympia to Teshi. That's over almost 3 kilometers.
Yes.
No street light.
This one says, the best way to describe Ghana is confusion and basa. Nee from Hachu says, the truth is that our leaders don't care. All they care about, all the things they care about have to do with their families and pockets. Cry all we want. At best, we'll get temporary solutions. This one says, the poor state of street lighting and the advantage petty criminals take of this in the evenings is mind-boggling. People's phones and personal effects are lost all the time. Look at the state of our roads. When was the last time in the last 7 years you saw road maintenance, pothole patching taking place? You know? This one says, even water meters at home are broken and stolen. How much more street lights? We woke up one morning in Gulf City and 6 to 8 houses had their water readers broken and the water was gushing out. Some people in this country are just committed to making sure the country doesn't work. Please let's pay attention to more police visibility at night to ward off these people. And talking about that, I think these days you find a lot more police in town. I'm sure, I'm praying they intensify the patrols, because if there are no lights on the roads and in the neighborhoods, we are setting ourselves up for a problem. This one says, the current government has failed so much, even street lights are now a Lexus to have. Just look at the road from Tetekwashi to Adan. No street lights.
Tetekwashi to Adan?
That's why you say Tetekwashi to Adan.
So that's motorway, Dowenya, Pram.
Yeah. More messy.
I think it's a national policy. the more we go through this thing, it seems to me like it's a policy.
This one says, the situation of street lights is so bad that the bus stop boys are fixing lights around the Achimota Christian Village Church.
Lights too?
Hey, Ghana.
Hey.
Alright, this one says, thanks for raising the street light issue. People on authorities are not working at all. People on authority are not working. They are interested in making us pay for it anytime we buy ECG power. Meanwhile, none of the lights are working. I think we should even stop paying. Bernard, there's a big pothole with exposed iron rods in the inner lane of the Tema-bound side of the motorway.
I tell you,
a few meters after 18 junction.
It'd be deadly.
It's a death
So
trap.
you know, there used to be a small bridge at that 18 junction. So if you're driving and you don't know the motorway well, I use the outer lane, or I slow down and use the left side, because the way that thing has removed and the wires there, your tire can get torn into pieces. You know, to be fair, the motorway, after our shout a couple of weeks ago, you know, they had used asphalt to patch the potholes. They've re-asphalted the original asphalt. So now you drive
it's asphalt on asphalt.
Yes, so it's smoother, but it's a bit uncomfortable to get on.
Okay.
So at least somebody's listening.
Right.
But on the street lights, I feel like it's a major issue that, look, people should not relent on this. For me, road safety is such a critical thing. Let's read a few comments that have come into my personal number, and then we'll see if we can make some calls. As I say, I can see about 4 possible culprits. Road Safety Commission should insist on street lights. Urban roads are in charge of road and road furniture in our urban areas. Highways are in charge of roads across the cities. Then there's also the Ministry of Roads. Then there's the Ministry of Energy, who we pay money to through the ECG in our water bill, in our electricity bill. There's a street light levy we pay.
3%.
So obviously, they can't tell me that we have not paid for street lights.
There's finance ministry too.
It's unbelievable, you know. Now,
EPA.
No, this one's my favorite message. Says, in Accra, you drive by memory, not by sight.
It's true. It's true.
You have digital address of potholes in your mind.
Yesterday, You know, I went to.
But even now and again, a new one can surprise you.
Yeah.
So I decided to use the main Choco Road, which will take me to High Street.
Yeah.
But I said, let me turn to at Kolebu.
Oh, okay.
Charlie, when you know that interchange, there's no traffic light.
Yeah.
Or the boxing arena. Is it the boxing arena?
No,
intersection?
no.
Further up.
This is the St. Mary's.
Yes, from behind St. Mary's.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
that
turn
takes
left.
You left into the
Charlie.
Boxing arena. Okay.
It was bad. So it was so bad. I didn't know whether I was going to join another lane, whether I was going to enter some water.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It's like pitch black, and it was just 9 p.m.
And you see, the sad part is that it's become the norm. It's the normal for
the new norm.
The new norm.
Let me speak to one agency. So as I said, I'm not sure who to blame. Let me start with the Ministry of Roads. Ahmed Nasir Yate has agreed to talk to us. Ministry of Roads. I was at an event last week where not even the app. The minister was there.
Okay.
Highways was celebrating their 50 years, so all the officials from Highways were there.
Nice.
Urban Roads were also there. So I want to find out which of the road agencies should be responsible for street lights as far as the ministry is concerned. Ahmed, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Thank you for the opportunity, and I salute the team in the studio.
So, Ahmed, lack of street lights has become a national problem. We've had calls from Kumasi, Takrady, Accra. All the major streets are dark. This is both highways and urban roads. From the Ministry of Roads perspective, whose job is it to install and maintain street lights on our roads?
Well, thank you very much. Bernard, we have a street lighting in Ghana policy framework. So there's a whole framework on street lights. I can make reference to the August 2011 policy document. I don't know whether there's been an update to this document, but if you take the August 2011 policy document and you go to the section 4, where it talks about the policy direction when it comes to street lights, it places the ownership, the ownership and responsibility for maintenance of street lights in the hands of the local authorities. So what happens is that as a road ministry, when we are constructing roads, we provide the infrastructure. So, for example, if you go to Boteman to School Junction, for example, you see that we provided street lights, very beautiful street lights. So that's what we do as a ministry. We add the provision of the street lights to the road contract when we are constructing roads. But when we are done constructing the roads and we provided the infrastructure, its maintenance, the law places it in the hands of the local authorities. And that's why they collect levies for street lights. And so if you are looking for the authorities responsible for the maintenance of street lights, per the law, per the policy, is the local authority.
Wonderful. Does this include highways? Because highways connect major cities, and in those places you have district assembly. So, for example, if I drive from Tema to Pram Pram or maybe to Ada, I will go through districts like Sege. All right. So, are you saying that for the highway between Dowenya and Ada, is the Sege district assembly that's supposed to fix the street lights on that one too? Or maintain?
Well, the law generally places it in the hands of the local authorities. I'm not too sure about the highway issue. Once it falls under an assembly, I'm sure the assembly will have to take care of it, but I'm not too sure of the answer I'm giving.
Good.
But I know
so your point is that the people who construct the road initially fix the street light as part of the road furniture. After that, the local government, whether it is metropolitan, municipal, or district assembly, are supposed to maintain those street lights.
Exactly. That's the position of the law now.
The reason I ask is, I remember there was a time we were discussing a highway, and there was a dispute between an assembly and the highways as to who should fix a road. And I was told that when it comes to highways, maintaining the road itself is the job of the ministry and the department of highways. So you're saying for the street light, is the assembly, but for the road itself, it's still the authority.
Exactly.
Good. But the other question would be, how sure are we that the quality of street lights initially installed is even working? Because yesterday, indeed, most of the places we talk about, you will see the street light there. Okay, so could it not be that some of your contractors also fix substandard street lights, which will go bad within the shortest possible time? Is that not part of the conversation?
No, Bernard, it's not part of it. We always ensure value for money, and we always ensure contractors provide and work up to standard and quality. I'll give you a typical example. Do you know the road in Boseman that we just constructed? People have started stealing the metal safety metal infrastructure that was provided. People have started stealing it. So you provide infrastructure. Within a month or two, people start coming in. And these things, Bernard, unless I was monitoring your conversation, unless maybe as a country, when we are placing orders for some of these things, we tell those manufacturing that in our country, people steal. So construct or manufacture something special for us. But these are things that are sold on the market, and you go and you procure, you buy, and you come and fix. The street light you find in Ghana will be the street light you find in London or everywhere. So unless we are saying that because we know that in Ghana, people will steal these things, so we should manufacture a special kind of street light for our system, which I find a bit strange. So I believe part of the education should go out so that we advise our fellow citizens. It doesn't help us if we go about stealing and vandalizing this component of infrastructure that is supposed to provide safety for all of us. It doesn't help. You go and steal a control board or a cable and go and sell it for how much? And you render the whole street light useless. And then we are all faced with this safety issues that we are discussing. And I agree with you 100%. So as much as you are calling out the various governmental agencies, I believe you have a powerful medium that you can also educate the citizens so that they should stop this kind of behavior.
I will suppose that because the streetlights are all over the country, the assemblies being in charge of maintenance should be the ones also policing their integrity. So they have a dual role of maintaining the light and even making sure that nobody steals it. The situation we have on our hand is that all over the country, all street lights are off. I can say probably less than 10% of street lights are on. And this is just a final question. Would the road authorities be better placed to maintain it, since you guys are the ones who maintain our roads, so that we add street light maintenance to your road maintenance? Does that make sense?
We'll have to look at. I believe all the stakeholders will have to. As I said, the policy I quoted is dated 2011. I don't know whether there is an update to that policy, but I believe all stakeholders will have to come together and review the policy. And if it's something that all stakeholders agree that the ministry must be the best place to be in the best place to maintain these street lights, and there's a review of the policy, why not? We'll take it on board and add it to our maintenance programs. But as it stands now, the policy that I've cited places it squarely in the hands of the local authorities.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Nasir. That helps us because, initially I was asking why they were distributing the street lights. And this answered the question, as you said, because it's the assembly that is supposed to execute the installation.
Yeah.
Good.
And maintenance.
The maintenance as
and
well.
Maintenance. Now, Ahmed, are you still there?
Oh, Ahmed, sorry.
Okay,
you wanted to ask him a question.
But the point, you see, we stop short of addressing the issue of replacing street lights because the MMDAs cannot replace.
Oh, but I thought maintenance includes replacement.
Maintenance will have to go through another cycle of procurement. Replacement needs another cycle of procurement which now brings in funding from Ministry of Finance.
Hold on.
That's
Okay.
one side of it.
Okay.
There are other places where the street lights are there, but they are always off. We need explanation.
Because they are not working. They spoil.
Yeah,
So why are they not
But
working?
you see, Ahmed, in one breath is also complaining like us. In another breath, telling us that we should check whether we can upgrade the policy. This is the same policy that Ahmed is telling us that he's not even sure whether we've have updates. Granted, assuming we don't even have updates, Ahmed, with his role, should be able to tell us the degree of how much of this policy
It's still useful.
we have been able to implement.
Yes.
Right.
You understand? Yes, that the MMDAs should be in charge, which is fair.
Right.
But have we resourced them enough?
So you are separating maintenance from
Yes.
replacement.
Yes, because frankly, street light maintenance means what?
Maybe it's not working, so change the battery. As against, so maybe Ahmed needs to come back. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. That,
So
see,
your point is that
street light
maintenance is not the same as
but the
replacement.
point is that the biggest threat to our street lights is not even technical problems. It's pilfering, people stealing.
But what about the fact that the light was probably not good in the first place?
That is
because some of them
no,
you can
see,
install in a
that
3
is a possibility, but we don't have it established that this is the widespread problem. The widespread problem is that people steal the lights.
No,
and
wait.
people steal
No, they
the
steal the
components.
cables.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because the light
They
is
steal-
there, but
they
it's
steal the components.
Yes, the light itself is hanging,
You
but the thing
understand?
that connects it is not there.
Yeah.
Or
And in some African countries, they have put spaced out CCTV cameras that will spot you stealing.
We actually did a report from Kumasi which suggested that in places where there were CCTV cameras, the light was not stolen. So the CCTV camera, in fact, there was a report we did today. Or I read a story.
In Ghana, you don't be shocked to hear that there are people who work, officials who work at the lower end and the upper end, both ends of these sectors, who actually give information to thieves where they can go tomorrow to go and steal because we are going to install this thing on this street to also get ready.
So let me just confirm
They
something to
give
Ahmed.
filler.
Ahmed, sorry we cut you off earlier. I wanted to clarify something. Samuel was saying that there's a difference between maintenance and replacement because your point was the people who build the road install the street light. The maintenance is the duty of the assembly. We are not arguing with you on that. What about if the street light is completely spoiled?
It has to be replaced.
And they has to is it the people who build the road who come and replace it, or everything from there, or is still the assembly?
So, Bernard, if you read the law, the section 4 of the point 2 of the policy will say that existing and new street lighting units shall be maintained by the MMD to be standard to a standard that ensure as far as possible their safety, economic, effective, and reliable operation. The basic requirements are: one, maintenance of an up-to-date electronic database of all units to ensure the safety, the satisfactory management.
Please turn off the radio. It's giving us feedback, please.
Sorry. So, Bernard, what I'm trying to say here is that the policy, I'm reading the policy document, and Bernard, it will interest you to know that this policy document is prepared by the Ministry of Energy. And so the Ministry of Energy also has a role to play. I'm sure if we go into the policy document, it will clearly state which role the Ministry of Energy will play in terms of replacement or maintenance. But as it stands now, there is a policy document that places this thing squarely in the hands of either the Ministry of Energy or the local authority. And so the Ministry of Roads and Highways, yes, will provide the infrastructure, but its maintenance, replacement, or whatever, all is captured in a policy document. And I've shared this policy document with my good brother, Caleb. And so I'm sure that he has all the information and he can read the
Ahmed.
relevant...
So we're looking at the policy. The only interesting point is that the word replacement does not occur. We see the word maintenance and repair a lot of times, but we don't see the word replacement, which is an interesting point.
Yeah.
So
but the word provision is there, and that should be done by the Ministry of Roads and Highways. And so usually, like we are doing for the Ofanko in Sawom Road, when we rehabilitate any road, we provide the street.
Somebody wants me to tell you that the School Junction Bortema street lights have never been on since they were installed. He uses that road every day. I stand to be corrected.
Yes.
This person says the School Junction to Bortema street lights have never been on since they were installed.
Because we are not done with the installation. That project is about 98% complete. We still have few street light components to install and some road furniture to install before the road is 100% complete. That's why maybe it has not been on for this one, because we are not done with installation of the road furniture.
All right. The other question would be for the ministry to now have a system of assessing how long street lights take before they go bad, because the contractor is the one who procures the street light and adds it to the road furniture. So there must be a standardized quality that they procure, because I still insist that part of the problem is that the people procure substandard street lights, and after 3-4 weeks they go off, and then we also blame thieves. But not all of them are thief issues. Some of them are bad street lights that have been bought and people have cut corners, and we have to be able to differentiate between that and street, because most of the places I go, I see the light still there, but it's not on. So we have to balance the discussion.
Bernard, where I want to put it to you this morning that you are going on a wild goose chase, and the information you are putting out has no, like, it's not supported with fact. Because at the ministry, when we construct roads, we ensure, in fact, before we take over a road, the engineers go and inspect and make sure that the standards and the quality, that's why we have scope of the project. Every detail is stated. So, for example, if there is a project, like I'll always come back, like okay, for example, we are doing the Ofanko Road, or we've done the school, that I can share the details of the components of the scope of the project to you. And when the project is completed, you can go and check, use the scope against what has been provided, and see whether they've not provided the standard and quality that they are supposed to do. We always ensure that. So I beg this one there.
So no problem. So I see the street lights there, but they are not on. So which part of the street lights are people stealing? Help us as the public to know what to look out for.
The boards are normally just at the middle section or lower section of the light. If you check the street light, you see that the component that has the word is not coming.
Is it component?
Come again?
Are you talking about the components of the light? What are you?
The board.
Control board.
Control board. It's just at the place that you can easily have access to. So usually, if you see the street light there, you see that place is open. That's what most of.
All right, no problem. But I want to push back. Graphic Online, 16th April 2021. Motorway street light substandard. Ghana Standard Authority. This is not Bernard Avle. Let me read the paragraph. The newly installed street lights on the 90-kilometer Accra-Tema motorway do not conform to the country's standard for street lighting. The Ghana Standard Authority has said. The DG, Professor Alex Dodu, explained that the Ghana Standard for Street Lighting, GS 11991 2018, laid down the fundamental principles that govern the lighting of the public thoroughfares, including motorways, arterial routes, residential routes, towns, and country cities, etc., etc. He said, although the method of providing adequate street lighting was diverse and new developments and techniques were continually being introduced, the GSA has been limited to methods that give good results within acceptable economic limits. Basically, I'm not the one saying it. The Standard Authority says in 2021, the street lights that were procured for the motorway were substandard. So now you can tell me that I'm on a wild goose chase. So maybe Dodu is also on a wild goose chase.
2021, I'm not sure that those street lights were provided by the Ministry of Roads and Highways. So you should tell us which agency provided those street lights. I'm saying that when we construct roads and we provide street lights, we provide standard and quality street lights. So in 2021, I don't know which agency provided those street lights on the motorway. I stand to be corrected. And if I'm proven wrong, why not? I'll accept it. But for now, what I know is what I'm telling you, Bernard.
But at least you know it wasn't a wild goose chase, because now you are saying you did not provide. But well, the Standard Authority says the street lights on the motorway 2021 were substandard and they were dim and did not conform to the country's standards. So fair enough. We won't over argue on this matter. So thank you, Ahmed, once again for coming back to us. 9 minutes past, Citi Breakfast Show. So the assemblies have been identified in the policy as the ones supposed to. But sometimes the problem though is this. Take Accra Tema motorway. Yeah. Do you know how many assemblies the motorway straddles? If I start mentioning the Accra Tema motorway, you have Ashaiman, you have Tema West, you have Tema East, you have Ayawaso West Wogon, you have portions of it, Ladma, Lasla. Then you have portions of it being
so there are 5 in all.
Yeah, and then when you go on N1 as well, Ayawaso West Wogon continues to part of Dome Kwabenya.
N1.
Then you have Okaikwe North.
You have 8 assemblies.
So 13. So now listen to this. You're okay. 13. Thank you. So motorway. So let's take motorway. Let's take motorway to N1. 8 assemblies.
13.
30. You're telling me that the highway authority fixes the street lights.
Yeah.
And 13 assemblies have to decide which part of the street light belongs to them.
Because the what I call the intersectorial synergies, there are gaps there. The gaps of security, that's policing the installations, that's one. And then the gaps of procurement, the cycles of procurement, which is a major issue. You see, technically, replacement of parts is part of maintenance. But replacing the system is not maintenance. It is a new cycle of procurement.
So hold on. The new street lights that were on the motorway, once they are not parts but new procurement.
So we are talking new lights and all, new systems, lights,
but the assemblies still do that.
Parts.
No, what I'm saying that the assemblies will now have to, what I know, go back and go through another cycle of procurement. That's what I'm saying. And it's not for the assembly independently to determine. And they don't have the money to do that. So they have to go back to the site. This is the problem. Now, if we want to standardize street lighting...
Shouldn't the regional ministers be in charge?
No, they coordinate, of course.
Because if you have 8 assemblies...
MMDs
you have 8 assemblies.
Ultimately,
there's no way
the
they will
regional
know.
minister should be part of it. But if we standardize, that's first step. That in Ghana, this model of street lighting is what is acceptable. So that if somebody goes to steal and sells it somewhere, you can go after. You understand? But if you open it up, anything goes. People are taking it and reselling it.
So the question is, should people be able to even buy street lights on the open market? Because once there's a market for it,
if you buy it, they should arrest you.
Yeah, so the point I'm making is that they should be able to say, number one, if you are not a government agency, you can't import a street light into the country. Number two, if you are retailing street lights, because government has not licensed street light being sold, you are retailing a stolen street light. So you're also in trouble. You see, if you don't take such drastic measures,
that's the best.
Because if you can go, look, I'll give you another example. I was driving somewhere and some 4x4 came with a strobe light. And then I said, are you serious in your country? He says, in our country, if you are not like at the level of like national security, you can't even buy it. And you can't get strobe light to buy on any market in that country.
It's at Abosokai.
Sometimes you go to Abosokai.
They are retailing it.
They are selling strobe lights and they can even sell it to Caleb.
They even hawk it on the streets.
So part of it is so what I'm trying to say is that you see the system that so we've identified that people are stealing. You can say you can't put policemen on the street light the whole night, but you can decide that the market for retailing street lights is going to be outlawed, because if street lights are so important to us that they can only be procured at the highest level by an assembly, a road ministry, or a department of urban roads or whatever, you shouldn't be able to go to Abosoka and buy street lights because somebody would have stolen it. So and again, we don't enforce. But the challenge I have in Ghana is we write a law and we think the law will enforce itself. We've written a law and we said it's outlawed. How does a law enforce itself when you can go to Abosoka and buy a street light that somebody has stolen?
And it's not just street lights. It's not just street lights. This second-hand goods selling business with no licensing is a big problem everywhere. The gentleman was talking about the kind of things people steal. Now, if you know that people steal, over years people have been stealing, and the people, they steal things that are so insignificant, but same way, the same insignificant elements of the system can disrupt the lighting. They go and sell it for 50 cedis, for 10, 20 cedis. You understand? And we still design our street lights with the same structure, where it is at an ice.
So put the control board on the top.
Put the control board where the average person cannot reach.
Or let some shocks be in it so that one or two people try and steal it. When they still shock, they don't steal it again.
Nobody will get shocked though, because the people who are stealing, they have filler. They are people who used to, some of people who have been dismissed from ECG.
So they know.
People who they know. But even a transformer, they are stealing transformer. Then street light.
Whole transformer.
Transformer, no crap.
But let's deal with the market issue.
So once there's market for it, people
so Standards Authority knows the standard. The people who are supposed to procure it are either assemblies or ministries. So this is bulk purchase. Street light is not the kind of thing you go and buy, like going to buy a Walkman. Right? Now, I'm saying that we have identified the problem, but simply saying the problem is people are stealing it is not enough. So he's giving us a proposal: change the design or outlaw the retail market.
So then on top of that, layer in security cameras.
Yes.
So Bernard,
so that for those who are bold enough to go past and climb, you see them.
Yes.
Then you deal with them.
So Bernard, so for all the roads we have mentioned this morning and identified as not having street lights, all of them, the street lights have been stolen.
It's not possible.
It cannot be.
You see, that's the point. I think that
all the street lights, all these roads have been stolen.
Sometimes we over exaggerate the point of the stealing, because you can count over 200 street lights on the roads I used yesterday. You can't tell me that somebody stole one by one 200. The lights are there.
No, we are not saying that stealing is the only problem. Nobody.
Is stealing the main problem?
Yeah. Stealing is one of the most unnecessary problems.
So what is the main problem?
I can't say.
It's
definitely one of them.
I think the main problem is that the assemblies are not taking responsibility.
The police, no.
They are not taking responsibility for the street lights.
It's not just the assemblies. Even some of them, the transformers that are serving the street lights are problematic. Some of them, even the transformers that are serving the street lights themselves have been compromised. So you think you are having a street light problem, but you have a transformer problem. You understand? There are some places that are designed for residential facilities, and yet you have stone quarries there. If you introduce a stone quarry in Roman Ridge, you think that the power distribution will be stable?
All of these things, still, you see, once we cannot find culpability, we will keep dancing. I am saying that Ahmed has helped us. He's saying the assemblies. Now, we've given a classic example. Accra Tema Motorway, 5 assemblies. George Okabush Highway, 8 assemblies. Good. Now, what's the sensible thing to do? I've always said this. What you cannot integrate, you coordinate. What you cannot coordinate, you integrate. So, if you cannot coordinate the maintenance of street lights on that 20-something kilometer stretch, give it to one person. Let the regional coordinating council take over. This is not innate. You don't need to go to school to know this. If you cannot see, because if the assemblies will go and argue and say from Nyamiche Junction to what do you call it? Friend is saying Papaya is for this assembly. From Papaya to Flat Top is for that assembly. We don't have time for that. So there's a regional minister. He has a regional coordinating council. Call the assemblies and read the right act to them and say, okay, we are going to bulk procure street lights and we are going to have it installed. And just, but we are the ease with which when you call somebody, he tells you the problem. Didn't you know that there are 13 assemblies that oversee the road? So you can't tell me that the reason that there are 13, that means you don't know who's supposed to be in charge of what. That's why you have a regional minister. And the regional minister's job is to coordinate. Ours is a big building there. When they go for RCC meeting, why aren't they discussing the fact that there are no street lights? The minister told us that they have distributed 30,000 street lights in the past 2 years. Now we go back, he's not really sure. Who did they give the street lights to, and what was the instruction given to them? How do you distribute 30,000 street lights in a city which is 90% dark? Who would you give it to? How did he install it? Are you telling me that thieves stole all the 30,000? And where are they keeping the 30,000? Who's buying them? For what? So if you go and steal it, who's going to buy it? No, let's not keep it ourselves. There are people who are supposed to do their work. They are getting away with dereliction because nobody gets punished. You think if the president gets up one day and says, a woman was killed in Accra. Why? The street was dark. Who is in charge? Assembly. Which assembly is this? Okankwe not. Okankwe not. Go and sit home tomorrow. You think tomorrow Adenta will not wake up? People are not being given. When you come to our office and things are not going and you suspend somebody, don't they wake up? There's leadership dereliction, and we are saying thieves. There are thieves everywhere. There are thieves in every country. There are countries that are far away from dealing with thieves.
I'll argue with
There are thieves. No. It's a cop out. People should do their work. And there are thieves in this company. Why can't they not stealing all your equipment? Having to put in place system to stop them. We always say this. Spatial management is a very serious business. Don't give it to neophytes. In certain countries, to qualify to be an assembly member, it's a very big job. The fact that somebody can speak for a political party doesn't mean he can manage a city. It's very complicated. Licensing, permitting, resisting bribery, keeping away crime. It's not just because it's an MPP or NDC member. You need to find competent people who are trained in it, who can work with technocrats. We are failing the people, and we get up and blame citizens and say they are thieves. Why haven't they come to steal all the things in your house? It's because we are irresponsible and we are not doing our work, and we keep on blaming people. The street light issue is a complete evidence of leadership failure. A pitch black city. So when they went to steal all this, where did they go and put it? Which market are the street lights that they've stolen? Stop. Let's take responsibility and do our work.
Add this.
And stop this thing.
The lack of street lighting in our cities and in our spaces accounts for between 30 and 40% of road accidents.
Look at that.
Between 30 and 40% of road accidents. What that suggests is that if we do better with our street lighting, we can reduce our exposure to road accidents by the same margin. And nobody is being punished for it. Nobody is losing sleep over this situation. And we are compelled to see it as a new normal. It can't be normal. It cannot be normal. Because people are dying on our streets because of the lack of street lights. And we are just media people. We can only tell the stories, but we can't implement. We can't do jack.
Can't go and implement.
And it saddens me that those in charge are actually not losing sleep over this.
They don't care.
And some messages are coming.
Let's read a few before
giving
we wrap
us different angles. This one says, "Good morning, Bernard. Street lights have become a tool for political maneuvering. The government's focus is not on installing these lights where they are needed on our streets, but simply on procurement. Once purchased, the street lights are handed over to the various assemblies with no real supervision or follow-up. There is no requirement for an implementation report. Instead of being installed, these street lights often sit idle in storage rooms. The MMDCEs are given the power to decide who receives the light, and more often than not, they are handed out as favors. A majority of the lights are given to assembly staff, close friends, and family members of the MMDAs to be installed at their homes as extra security. Assembly members have to lobby for the lights, and only those who have strong relationships with the MMDCEs might be lucky enough to secure a few for their electoral areas."
Meant for our public use is giving extra security. You see,
we all pay the 3%.
It's a mix of plenty rubbish. Literally, it's a mix. Look, Bernard, I'm saying that the leadership question, we can't skip it. It's there. The stealing is real. Look, drain covers.
Yeah.
Metal drain covers.
Scrub boys.
People are stealing drain covers in Ghana. So you understand? And the gaps I talked about is the policing. Now that you know that the drain cover, for instance, can be stolen, what measures are we putting in place? How is the MMDA integrated with the security agency to ensure that we don't have repeated cycles of this menace? This is where the problem is.
We will take a break. Thank you. We are. This is unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable, and something drastic has to be done. Time check 9:22. Citi Breakfast Show. Couple of quick interviews coming up. Before that, which bank always at your service? Which bank is ready to assist you with the 24-hour state-of-the-art contract center? Omni Basic. Which bank is Ghana's fastest growing corporate and bank of the year 2023? Omni Basic. Call 030708600 or visit any of our branches nationwide to open an Omni Basic account today. Omni Basic Bank at your service. Are you always on the move but can't afford to miss the Premier League? Then know that the Premier League is about to come alive on your mobile phone. Step into the Premier League with Showmax. Catch all 380 games on your phone. No matter where you are, your favorite teams are just a tap away. For only 55 cedis, sign up to the Premier League mobile plan on showmax.com. Create your account, download the Showmax app on your phone, and you're good to go.
Now, when you buy anything, it has to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 hour grade cement is the highest quality cement on the market. We've been providing 32.5 hour grade as well, which means there's good quality for everyone's pocket. So choose Diamond Cement anytime you want to build. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Nafla, Takrady, and Bwepe. These are our numbers: 0244 313 368 or 0540 111 978 or 0202 175. Diamond cement is still as hard as a diamond. Now, the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority wishes to inform the general public that a 2-month amnesty has been granted to all users of uncustomized vehicles from 1st August to 30th September this year. This amnesty waives all penalties that would have been imposed should such vehicles be impounded by personnel of the Customs Division. All users of uncustomed vehicles are encouraged to take advantage of this window and regularize documentation of their vehicles that have been illegally imported into the country. So for further information, kindly visit the nearest Customs Division office or the GRA head office of the Starlets 91 Road near Accra Sports Stadium. Ministries, you may call us to 0800 900 110. Email us at info@gra.gov.gh. WhatsApp at 055 299 000 or 020 063 16644 for assistance.
Now you're back home from work, you want to relax, but the mattress is sagging beneath you. It's a reminder that you took a shortcut and you compromised. Don't do that again. Go to Latex Foam and buy high quality mattresses and furniture crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Visit them and sleep better tonight. Call them on 0322008499 or visit them online, latexfoamghana.com. Heritage Christian University College is here. They are at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium, accredited by GTech, affiliated to KNUST and UCC, and they are offering a wide range of undergrad and master's programs just for you. Call them on 0547 777 or visit them on their website hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian University College, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. The Breeze app is here. Download it and enjoy the most affordable rides and the cheapest delivery services from as low as 15 cedis. They also have a personal shopper that can help you find shops, markets, or restaurants whenever you need them. The Breeze app is on the Google Play Store, App Store. Download the app and try it now.
Now, the first of its kind ACI Ghana Financial Markets Conference is happening. The theme is Navigating the Future, Innovation, Ethical Excellence, and Inclusion in Ghana's Financial Markets. It's a landmark event. It will gather more than 500 participants from across Africa and Europe. The conference will cover crucial topics such as ethics in financial markets, investment opportunities in Ghana, fintech, and financial inclusion. Keynote address will be delivered by the Bank of Ghana governor with key insights from other top regulators. The date is August 22. Venue is Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center. Major sponsors GCB Bank, Regulus Investments, FinCap Securities, Conticap, Consolidated Bank Ghana, Obsidian, ACNA, and more. So don't miss out. Register now at financialmarketsconference.acighana.com.
When we come back, we'll be speaking to Goyle on the new Super Experience on 91 onto the market, and later on the Church Media Summit is happening. Some of the facilitators will join us to talk about that. Stay tuned. Plus your messages.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
In Imagine a one-stop shopping experience for all things made in Ghana at the This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Get ready to explore the remarkable fair to showcase the rich diversity, talent, innovation, and mastery of made in Ghana products and services with the This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Now, Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM invites you to immerse yourself in a vibrant showcase of authentic Ghanaian products and services in the biggest trade fair and exhibition for local SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing industries, homegrown businesses, and
Church Media Summit, facilitators in town. It's happening this weekend. An amazing experience awaits. But before that, friends from GOIL, Ghana Oil PLC, reintroducing the Super XP onto the market. Studio to discuss this, head of health, safety, security, and environment quality, Marian Fojo. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
That's a big post. Head of HSSEQ. Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible. What do you do there?
Oh, I'm in charge, responsible for ensuring that people are well taken care of when it comes to safety.
Okay.
Their safety is well taken care of, as well as their health, ensuring environmental stewardship.
All right.
In terms of our fuel quality, security of our facilities, of staff, everybody.
Wonderful. Yes. Irene Dankwa, you are the Corporate Affairs Officer. So that's pretty simple to talk about. So let's talk about the Super XP. What is that? That girl is you are reintroducing it. So it's a reintroduction.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you for having us this morning. We are honored to be here and very excited to talk about the relaunch or reintroduction of our Super XP. this is not just a familiar product that our customers know, but we have re-engineered, we have refined, we have enhanced our Super XP with special additives. And this is very, very great because, you know, in Ghana we have Ron 91 and we have Ron 95. And we are selling both. Our customers have asked for it. They have always been asking for quality choices. And we are on the road with quality choices. Our Ron 91 is Super XP. And this Ron 91 has been enhanced with special additives, which is supposed to help all our customers.
What motivated you to bring this Super XP back? What gap in the market are you trying to address?
Thank you, Bernard. And so we know that people believe in Goil brands, and so we decided to give them options because our customers asked for more.
All right.
So more means that we're giving them options, and the best option right now is Goil Super XP. That's what we've introduced to them now. So so that's the call for action. That yes, so we brought it to you because you requested for more.
Wonderful. But what are some of the key features of this new or reintroduced product, right? What makes it different from the other supers in the market?
Okay, so you want to take it? All right, so Goil Super XP actually is top quality fuel, and it is enhanced with XP3 as Marianne explained. Right, and then also because it's enhanced with the XP3 additive, it gives your vehicle top performance. Yes, top performance, and it can also you know, give you some leverage on the road. You know that you're using Goil Super XP, and there's no way it's going to corrode your engine or going to corrode your vehicle. Not at all. No.
And how do consumers benefit directly from this?
So directly, Super XP, which has been enhanced with our additive, cleans the engine. So it cleans the engine components, the intake valve, the combustion chamber, the injectors, and whilst it is doing this cleaning, it prevents or hinders deposits from forming on the engine component, and so it enhances the fuel to burn very well. And once the fuel burns very well, the engines run smoothly, and so you can feel that whilst you drive. And not only that, it also lubricates. Once it is lubricating, friction is reduced. Once friction is reduced, your wear and tear is also reduced. And so you have a prolonged engine lifespan. We are giving all these to our customers in addition to also preventing the rust and corrosion Irene spoke about. And you know, once you have this in your car, you can really feel it. You feel the difference. Yes.
What about the environment? How does the new Super XP benefit the environment?
Thank you, Bernard. You know, we are not in normal times, climate change issues and all that. There are CO2 emissions all over. But because our XP has been enhanced with this special additive, it helps in burning the fuel completely. So because the fuel burns completely, we are not emitting any emissions, toxic emissions onto the environment. The fuel will burn really completely, so we are not adding more toxic emissions. So this comes onto the sustainability of our environment as well. You know, Goil is also certified to ISO, that is International Standardization Organization, which have lots of standards. So we are certified to ISO 9001 management system and ISO 14001, which is the environmental management system. So we are very concerned about the environment, ensuring that there is quality and integrity of our products, making sure that the environment is well sustained.
If you're a Goil user, watch out for the Super XP. It's also called Ron 95. I'm talking to Marianne Fojo, who's the head of HSSE the queue at the Goil, and Irene Dankwa is the corporate communications manager. Let's talk about the launch plan. Is it already out there? When and where will it be available?
Great, fantastic. So today is our launch, or if you like, today is our review day. And so all over the country, especially in Greater Accra, as you drive around, as you walk around the city, you would see a lot of Goil colors.
All right.
Okay, we have promoters all over town distributing our beautifully branded items to motorists, to drivers, to everybody we spot on the road, because Goil is for us, and so we want you to enjoy what we have. So yes, the launch started today. We are here on Citi Talking.
Today's the launch day?
Yes, today.
Is it?
Yes, so both ATL and BTL.
Wonderful.
And so yes, so we are doing television, we are doing radio, we are doing outdoor, we are doing social media, new media, we are doing online, we are doing a lot of market activations and promotions all over the country. So the launch is actually spread across 2 days, today and tomorrow. So tomorrow, our folks in Kumasi in the Ashanti region have their turn also, and then it's spread across the rest of the country.
So all your outlets will have the new Super XP. Any special promotions or offers that customers can look forward to during the launch period?
Yes, true, right. So we urge all our customers to just stop by any of our stations across the country, because you see, Goil Super XP works on most vehicles, and the Praguers and the motorbikes and the yellow. And most vehicles, and so once you get into any of our service stations, you are assured of a beautiful smile, which is our signature of that smile. And then once you purchase fuel, we get to give you some goodies as well.
Wonderful.
Yes, Goil Super XP is top-notch fuel that can't be offered to you in any part of the country except Goil.
Let's end with the future. What are your plans in terms of innovation in the petroleum industry?
Thank you. You know, Goil has always been at the forefront of innovation in this industry, that is the oil and gas downstream industry. We have built an ultra-modern bitumen plant, which is a one-stop plant. And the capacity is about 7,500 metric tons, where we have any kind of bitumen you need for any class of road that is supposed to be made in Ghana here. We have AC10 for redressing. We have AC20 for asphalt roads. We have polymer modified bitumen. We have emulsified bitumen. And it's a one-stop shop.
Okay.
Any kind of bitumen you need, we have it in Goil.
Wonderful.
We also have Build 5. If you recently remember, we launched ultra-modern auto gas stations. 5 of them. Burma Camp in Greater Accra with Peshi. Also in Greater Accra, we have another one at Cape Coast Bypass. Another one in Infinton, that is Takrade, and then Kentenkrono in Kumasi. Aside that, we have also built ultra-modern 2-cylinder recirculation model plants in Tema and Kumasi with capacities of 800 metric tons and 400 metric tons respectively.
Wonderful.
So in fact, we are integrated on all sides. We want our customers to have their preferences, everything that they need to make their life easy. In addition to that,
yes. And so talking of preferences, we have introduced, or we introduced long ago, different options of making payments when you buy our fuels. So the Go card, your bank cards, and then using our Go app as well to make payments whenever you purchase fuel from our stations.
Wonderful.
So these are some of the innovations we've brought on the table from Goil PLC.
Get your Super XP, also known as Ron 95, from a Goil outlet. We've been talking to Marianne Fojo and Irene Dankwa, who've been telling us about the benefits for the environment, for your car, of this fantastic reintroduced Super XP. I wanted to say a last final thing.
Yes, one last final thing. So we appreciate Ghanaians. Thank you for your years of loyalty to Goil. As we've introduced Goil Super XP, come along, let's make this also a success story, because Goil, we know that Goil, Jim. Thank you.
Today, an amazing pastor coming in from all your members, different requests coming through. Jojo Bediakun leading the charge, Pastor Ebo as well, Reverend Bernard Adeakwa. Yesterday, your choir did this song and I was just blown away. And guess what? I have a whole bunch of nice people in the studio for the last segment. Phil Cook, PhD, founder and CEO of Cook Media Group is in the house. Good morning,
Dave,
sir.
thank you. Thrilled to be here.
Fantastic to have you. Dan Wathen is the executive producer for the same company. Welcome, Dan.
All right, good to be here.
Great to have you. I also have John Ondo, who's the CEO of Ondo Media.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
And last but not least, Laura Woodworth, Development Executive, Cook Media Group. Laura, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
Wonderful. So we are here for the Church Media Summit. My good friend Phil Asari is also here. He's been here. You were here last month, right?
Last month,
to
yes.
talk about the Church
Yes,
Media Summit.
Church
You've brought the guys.
Yes,
Wonderful.
they are in. They arrived last night.
Wonderful. So Phil, we heard a lot about you. You're here to do the Church Media Summit. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, I have a production company based in Los Angeles, Cook Media Group, and we
Yeah.
do everything from movies, television programs. We've done TV commercials for the Super Bowl in the United States. So we've produced in about 70 countries around the world, been to Ghana numerous times. Love this place. Love it. So we're going to have a great session over the next 2 days.
So this training is your idea. This seminar is your idea.
Well, Philip and I, put it together, and I just have a real heart to teach people how to use media. We live in a media-driven culture today, and if we don't understand and speak that language, I think we're not going to be able to have much of an influence.
Wonderful. So we'll come back to that in a second. Dan, tell me a bit more about yourself.
I work with Phil and Laura. I'm
All
a
right.
producer at Cook Media Group, and we're helping churches in the United States and really across the world. And I was telling you before the show, I think this is my third or fourth visit to Ghana, but it's been
Wonderful.
about 15 years. So
Wow.
it's very good to be back. And
Lots of
excited.
things have changed.
Yes.
I like the way media has become so powerful, even with church. You can't mess around.
True.
Let me do John before I come to Laura. So this is your first time.
First time in Ghana.
Tell me more about yourself.
I am a filmmaker. I focus a lot on storytelling. So
Okay.
we do a lot in the church. It's real important to be able to tell people stories because typically people started maybe addicted to something, marriage goes bad, something to a place where they find faith in Christ, and we tell those stories. So I have a lot of fun. Every story I get to tell is different and it's powerful. So we have a lot of fun. So I'll be teaching on that in the.
So you're the
church summit.
storytelling guy.
I'm the storytelling guy. And
You're
Laura-
the production guy.
I'm the production
And you are the all-around guy.
I'm the all-around
Phil's
guy,
the
the
all-around
creative
guy.
guy.
So what are you?
I'm the writer, and so
Okay.
I'll be teaching about how to write quickly, how to develop content very, very quickly, as well as content that's going to reach your audience. If we don't reach our audience, then we haven't succeeded in our goal. And so we'll be talking about how to create content that's engaging and compelling and that really accomplishes your mission.
These days, because of all the gadgets, many people don't see the necessity of reading scripts and even writing.
Yes.
Yes.
Why is writing the basic? Why is writing so important in all our work in media?
Well, number one, if you're going to film, if you don't have a script, you have nothing to work from.
Thank you.
But then if you consider websites, social media, all of that involves writing. And we've got to be able to think about what do we want to say and who are we saying it to?
Okay.
And then gear it towards that audience, as well as in this digital age, we really need to learn the different mediums. Print, digital, and then all the variations of social media, the web content, what should that look like? And so I'm very excited to encourage people in their skills to reach audiences. And we'll also be talking about how to extend to new audiences.
Wow, that's going to be interesting. So you're definitely going to do sessions. I would like to sit in those. Let me come back to Phil, because when you talk a lot and you do presenting, your writing tends to suffer. So I need to go back to my writing. Very important. You've done media for 35 years. What has changed? Just talk to me about how you've seen the evolution of media and why it's important to be up to date with stuff like what you're going to train us on.
Incredibly important. When I started in this business, a television camera cost about $250,000 US. and today my phone has a better picture. So it's just amazing. And the truth is, we all carry a TV studio around in our pocket. We just call it a phone. And so there's no reason, if you have a dream about making a movie, a television program, or Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever you want to do, you can do it now. You don't have to wait for the money. You don't have to wait for a producer. You don't have to wait for a TV network or a radio station. You can do it now. So we just have the tools at our disposal that I didn't have when I started my career. Now anybody can be a filmmaker. They can be an artist. They can be a writer. It's a powerful thing.
But that doesn't mean they don't need to be properly trained.
Absolutely. You know what? We really need to know how to use it. There's a lot of, you can go on social media and see some terrible, terrible people out there. I was watching the Wizard of Oz the other day and thinking, how could somebody live and talk without a brain? Then I got on social media and I realized there's a lot of them out there. So yeah, you need to learn how to do it, and this is going to be important.
Let's come to the production guy. What's production, and why must people in that space refresh their knowledge on production?
Absolutely. Just like Phil was saying, any of us can produce video now with our phone.
Yeah.
But is it effective? So I'm going to be going through some key ways that you can make your video, whether you're shooting a documentary, promotional video, but some real key tips that people can take away with them back to their churches or their job to improve and make them more effective.
I'm told these days, because there are so many young audiences, the church has become very dynamic, and because of COVID as well, people interact with church content very differently. So just talk about the importance of having a church team that is on top of its game when it comes to all of these things.
Absolutely. Just like you said with COVID, everything changed. Before, most churches weren't live streaming. After COVID, there's a stat that 9 out of 10 churches started live streaming in the middle of COVID. So everything's changed, which means church media staff has to be on their game. We're always learning new things and not getting bored with what we're doing. And so that's what this weekend's going to be about, is lighting that fire in everyone again and getting them excited. And we're going to work together and come up with new ideas together in the group.
John, what would you be talking about?
I'll be going into specifically being able to tell stories through media, whether if you're putting the story on YouTube. The thing I like to talk about is the fact that a lot of people, like Phil was mentioning, complain about, well, the stuff that's on media today is not that good, or it's not family friendly. And I'm thinking, as the church, we should be out there filling YouTube and all those different social media platforms with our stories, the stories. But, you know, we can't wait around. We need to get the cameras out and start shooting. So I'm going to be talking about story construction, as well as how to go shoot with different cameras, that you can get a professional looking simple story. If you don't have something to grab people's attention the first 10 seconds of video, you just switch to the next thing. So those kind of strategies are important. We have to be smart about how we tell these stories. You got to be relevant, like you guys.
So is this like a seminar? Is this like a lecture? Is it a workshop? Is it participatory? What approach are you guys going to use? Maybe let me come to you.
I think it's going to be a workshop. It's going to be very interactive. We're going to be engaging with the audience, talking to the audience. It's not going to be a boring lecture. So I'm looking forward to a much more interesting day than you would probably get at a lot of classes.
So Phil, Theo, the names are many.
Yeah.
So we have the team is here.
Yeah.
Just for those who don't know what the Church Media Summit is, just walk us through. What is the Church Media Summit? Who's the target, and how's it going to be?
All right. So the Church Media Summit is a summit meant for Christian media professionals.
Okay.
If you are into media, or if you're into storytelling, writing stories, photography, videography, this summit is for you. If you want to learn how to empower a brand, or you want to learn how to move to the next level with your media or media skills, this training is for you. And anyone who is interested, maybe you've been thinking about media, you don't know whether you should go into media, or you don't really understand the space. This summit is for you. As you heard from the facilitators, they are here to share their wealth of experience with all of us and learn from us as well. So those are the audiences that we are expecting.
So this could be a church sponsoring a media team,
right?
An individual who is in media who wants to improve. Or somebody who wants to get in.
Exactly.
Who just wants to get in.
Exactly. Or even non-profit organizations, your media teams.
Thank you.
This is also for you. So it's not just for the church, yes, but if you're a non-profit and you want to, expand your media, this summit is also for you.
What are some of the key topics that will be treated?
All right. So as they mentioned, so we're going to have things on TV production. We're going to have things on documentaries telling stories, as you heard from John Ondo. We're going to learn about how to write, as you heard from Laura. We're also going to learn about acting for TV and film.
Acting
For TV. So we have a professional actress called Kathleen Cook, who is going to lead that class in acting for TV.
Cook sounds familiar.
Yeah, so that's Phil Cook's wife.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever had a dream about being an actor, this is the moment for you.
Yeah.
This would be great to come.
Yeah.
Acting for TV and
and then we're going to talk about media and ethics, which our very own Bernard Avle will be handling at the summit. And
Sounds
also we're going to
familiar.
do social media, how to use social media.
This sounds like a lot. When is this starting? Is it residential? What are the other details?
So it's an in-person summit. So it's starting tomorrow in the evening from 5 to 9.
Tomorrow evening.
That's the first session, the opening session. Then that's where we're going to look at the registration, everybody coming in.
All right.
And then on the next day, we're going to have a full day. Friday. Full day session. From morning, we'll have a general session. And then we're going to go into breakout rooms with all the facilitators.
So you decide what I want to do.
Writing
or whatever.
Creativity, production, social media.
Oh wow,
acting. So you're going to be 6 classes.
So which means that much smaller, more intimate, more workshop kind of thing.
So that's going to happen
on Friday.
And then there'll be a panel discussion on Friday as well.
Afternoon for the plenary.
For the plenary.
Wonderful.
And then the next day they are going to repeat. So if you didn't get to be in one person's class,
you can be in another class.
On the next day, you can move to another class to learn.
What's the panel looking at?
So the panel is looking at how to use media in this, digital world, how to use it effectively. And we're going to talk and answer questions, and there's going to be Q&As.
Wow.
People can interact.
This is incredible. Today is the day before, right? Is it too late to register?
It's not too late to register. You can still register, but we're encouraging that you register before you come to the event.
So you can go online?
You can go online and visit www.theovision.org. Theovision is one word. THEOVISION.org. And just click register. Or you can call 0246 292 091 to register now. 0246 292 091 to register now. So you don't miss up on this great opportunity.
Theo Asari from Theovision, who are partnering with Cook Media Group to organize the 3-day church media summit happening at the
Perez Dome.
Tomorrow from 5 p.m. the whole of Saturday
and Friday.
The whole of Friday as well. So thank you, John, who's the CEO of Ondo Media. John Ondo is the storytelling guy. Dan Wathen is the executive producer of Cook Media Group. He is the production guy. Laura Woodworth is also with the Cook Media Group. She's the writing lady. And Phil Cook does everything else.
Now there's the great tasting chocolate beverage out there, which is coming from the producers of Cowbell chocolate food drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder enriched with NFL. It's a combination of energy boosting minerals and vitamins, including B vitamin C, D, iron, and many more. Cisco is available in 20G and it's at your nearest neighborhood store. It comes in a delightful red sachet, 1 cedi 80 pesos. To enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet, empty contents into a mug mixed with 180 ml of previously boiled water. Add milk and stir and you're good to go. Cisco, power your dream. This advert is FDA approved.
I want to say a happy birthday to
Yes.
Reverend Bernard Adeakwa. Yesterday I was at their church.
Right. Today's his birthday.
The choir sang, it's his birthday. The choir sang the
Amazing.
song. I just fell in love with the song.
Amazing.
I mean, beautiful choir. Great time yesterday.
Wonderful.
Reverend Bernard Adeakwa is on Citi FM
Yeah,
Sunday
Sundays,
morning
yeah.
at 7ish.
Sure.
I think 7:30. I'm not really sure.
7:30.
So catch him and be blessed.
Wonderful. And happy anniversary going out to Mr. and Mrs. Echampo, Mrs. Yasmin and Gideon Echampo. Yasmin is CEO of Fairmont Monzori School. Gideon says no plenty talk. Action later. And happy birthday to Rabina Queen as well. It's top of the hour. And Hawa is in the studio. Good morning, Hawa. How are you?
Good morning, Caleb. Please, I'm fine, thank
What's
you.
in the
How are you
news?
doing?
I'm okay. I'm good.
Coming up, leading member of the NPP